Hey everybody, how's it going? It's a wonderful, wonderful evening here in Central Florida. No hurricanes to speak of. Everything missed us. That's always a good thing. So we've got a good show for you tonight. I've got plenty of things to review with you. Lots of things I can't talk about because of the OAX stuff going on, but it's all good. Hopefully, within the next few weeks, I'll be able to talk more about some new guests and some doings with the show that we got going on. But yeah, this is nice to actually start a show where I'm not like literally racing in the door and sitting down. It's a comfortable start, but glad to have everybody here. I don't know why Marcus is saying, why is Bill in the middle of the cover? Which cover is that, Marcus? Are you talking about the Dueling Dealers cover? I have no idea. But as everybody got to see last night, we had a really fun show with Anthony Schneider. He netted over $40,000 in art sales on his Make Offer show, which was a good number. Wasn't I think that's the weakest of the 3 total shows we've done, but it was still a good time. A few bumps in the road to get the show started, of course, because I couldn't see anything out of that crotch goblin mask, but we made it work. We got to embarrass. Who knows if Marcus can be embarrassed, but I did my best to embarrass him as best I could. It was a good time. It was a very good time. Oh, tonight's thumbnail, Mr. Easygle, like he's mentioning. Good question. Thanks a lot. Yeah, that does look a lot. I mean, it was funny, Marcus. I actually thought that I could pass for Bruce Banner or in that piece by Mr. Klein. But anyway, so we're going to get started off tonight. I mentioned in the newsletter today, it's kind of something that was just happening really quickly behind the scenes. We are hosting a proxy bid session over the next week for the National Well, here, let me just get these guys in here. I got Ken Carson and Bill Morrison. They can tell you more about what I'm doing better than I can. But welcome to the show, gentlemen. How are you both doing?
Thanks, Bill.
How you doing?
Everything's good here in Michigan. Ken, you're in New Jersey?
Back in Jersey. Hide your pizza, hide your beer.
Well, there's no comic guard hanging on your back wall. We see that, so we knew you weren't home.
No. I'm at my sister's house. So thank you to my sister Karen for letting me stay here. Thank you to my lovely wife for holding down the fort through the hurricane.
That is good. Yeah, well, it missed us at the end of the day. I don't think it rained for more than an hour, and it wasn't even hard. It was just pretty soft drizzle. I got more rain today than I got during the hurricane. So anyway, it was good. I mean, but the season's just getting started, so you never know what'll happen through the end of October or so. But the reason I've got you guys on is because we're doing I'm hosting a proxy bid kind of session for the next week for the National Cartoonist Society. And, Ken is helping me with this. We're going to be doing a live broadcast next Thursday from 2 to 4 to kind of wrap that proxy bid period up. But I thought it would be good to kind of kick things off and have Bill and Ken on just to talk a little bit about how this has kind of all come about. Talk a little bit about the society as well, so that give everybody an idea of some of the members that have been in it historically, because I know there's been many, and as well as kind of the mission of the society and how the auction benefits that.
Sure. Do you want me to start off, Ken?
Sure.
Okay, since I'm the one that roped you into this deal.
Well, you can tell that story.
So I am a member of the National Cartoonist Society. I was the president for 4 years. And after stepping down as president, I had a couple of years off. And then Tom Richmond of Mad Magazine fame, who was my predecessor as president, he is now the current president of the National Cartoonist Society Foundation. And he made me his vice president. So Tom and I have been working together now over the last couple of years. And I've sort of settled into the role of fundraiser. And I try to organize fundraising events of various sorts, one of which I roped Ken in on. And every so often on his 4C Comic Show, he donates the evening's show to the National Cartoonist Society Foundation, which I'll just call the NCSF from this point on because it's a mouthful. So what Ken does is he'll bring a cartoonist down. We've had Sergio Aragonis, we've had Stan Sakai, we've had Tom Richmond, myself, Joe Staten, Who else have we had? We just had Matt
Matt
Wagner.
Wagner. We did something. He wasn't on, but it was an opportunity with Matt Grading.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we had a Matt Grading op. And what we do, what those cartoonists do as guests is they donate their whole time that evening to the foundation. So they will take sketch claims from the viewers, and they set the parameters, they set the prices. And we've raised, what did we raise last year?
36,000.
How much?
36,000.
36,000. So so that's been very successful for us. This year, we decided to turn it up to 11. We've got the Reuben Awards coming up. And for those of you that don't know what the Reuben Awards is, it's named after Rube Goldberg, who is one of our original members. And it's an annual award for the Cartoonist of the Year. That's the main award, the Reuben Award. But then we have these other divisional awards. So we have Best Comic Book Artist, Best Graphic Novel, greeting cards, animation, both TV, internet, and film. So we've got about, 15 or 16 divisional awards. So every year we gather in a different city, depending on the whim of the president at the time. And our current president is Jason Chatfield, who lives in New York. So we're having the Reubens in New Jersey, which is why Ken is there, staying with his sister. So what we're doing this time is we've gathered donations from many of our members and even a few people outside of our membership. And we're having this live online proxy bid auction, which will culminate with a silent auction at the Reuben Awards during the cocktail hour.
And the revenue from these events that you've done in the past, as well as this auction,
yes.
How does that benefit the society's
all the money goes to the foundation. The foundation was actually set up when Steve McGarry was the president. And during his tenure, one of our members passed away and left over $1 million to the NCS. And we had a fund called the Milk Gross Fund, which if you know the Hero Initiative, it's similar to that. Mm-hmm. So we've had that for many years. And it was a fund that we set aside to help cartoonists who needed financial help. They didn't have to be members of the NCS. But, if we heard about a cartoonist in need, we would give them, we would write them a check, basically. Once we got this big influx of money, Steve McGarry decided with his board, let's start a foundation. Let's set up an actual foundation. So the NCSF is set up to continue the work that the Milk Gross Fund did, but we also fund scholarships for young cartoonists. We do public outreach. We do children's hospital visits. So all of the money that we raise goes to that. We don't really have a bureaucracy because the members' dues, the regular NCS members' dues, go to pay for our, any legal fees that we have, which we don't have any, and basically our administration fees. We have an administrative executive who kind of runs all the business of the NCS, but that's all paid for with the dues. So, and none of us get paid. It's all volunteers. So 100% of the money goes to the foundation. And the only money that we'll be taking in that doesn't go to the foundation is shipping. Really, that's it. So, if people win, there'll be a shipping charge tacked on, and that's the only money Ken gets.
I don't really get it though.
So if like we've talked about, there's proxy bidding. So there are, the plan here was, and it's probably about half of the auction lots I think that you've got that we're going to be hosting on CAF for the proxy bids. So if a proxy bidder were to win one of those auctions, is it Ken that's going to be handling the fulfillment on that, or would it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
that's where that extra money will come from. Okay, I wasn't clear on that, so that's good to know. Yeah, well, this is fun. I've been watching Ken host these for you for a while now, and I always seem to forget when they happen, unfortunately. So I haven't been able to tune into one. But I think with the way things are going, Bill, they're not going to let you, leave the chairmanship of the fundraising division of this thing because you're probably doing too good of a job.
Yeah, I could be setting myself up for life here, but to be honest, even when I was president, I was doing fundraising, and that's kind of where my heart is.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that I enjoyed the most about just being the president, and I really look forward to the day when I would be more involved with the foundation. So I'm enjoying it. I could keep doing this forever. Um, all of the requests that we get, just like the Hero Initiative, we'll hear about a cartoonist that needs an operation, or just needs to put food on the table, and we keep that to ourselves. None of that gets out, so nobody really knows what we do, because we're respective of the people in need that we help. But those of us who are on the board and members of the board, or involved with the foundation at all, it's just a great feeling. I mean, when you can help somebody, especially a cartoonist in need, a fellow cartoonist, it it just puts a smile on your face. It warms your heart. It just makes you feel good. So why wouldn't I want to keep doing this for the rest of my life?
Right. No, I mean, there's again, we know most cartoonists and illustrators, comic artists are self-employed, don't have health insurance, and with the way things, with their pay rates are, what they're paying into Social Security, that their retirement isn't going to be that great from that either. So
Right.
that's why this is very important. The Hero Initiative is very important, and the support of the community is also very important to that. So hopefully, I think I'm happy to help out with this one. I think this is it's a cause that I get behind. I've worked with the Hero Initiative even before I started CAF, so was always supportive of their work. So I'm happy to be able to be a part of this with you guys as well.
Yeah, me too. I love the Hero Initiative, and we're not in competition with them all. We actually have partnered with them. Sometimes they need our help, we need their help, and so we work together a little bit. And I got a message from Jim a week or two ago about a new sketch cover project, so I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome. Mikhail wanted to know, is it a 401c? Is it listed
Yes.
properly as a charity? Are these considered donations when they, with the artwork purchases and whatnot?
Yeah, it's just like with the Hero Initiative. Like if I do a drawing, if I do one of those sketch covers and then it's auctioned, they send me a statement saying how much my piece went for, and then I can write that off on my taxes. It's a 401(c) registered charity.
Perfect. Awesome. Thanks for asking that, Mikhail. That was actually one of my questions for them, and I sent it in an email, didn't I? And I forgot all about it. But so I can let everybody know I turned all the items on CAF right at 9 o'clock. There is one other item that we do need to add that the three of us have to talk about, I guess, to kind of set a starting bid for it. I can paste the link into the chat right now so that everybody knows how to get to. It's basically a gallery room on my in my CAF. And what I thought about putting it into our old marketplace auction platform, but I don't want anybody to get any funny ideas about using it, because obviously we want to revamp it. So I decided what I'll do is I'll put it in my CAF, and we've listed starting bids in the for sale field, so you know what they are. When we talked yesterday, we set all the starting prices at minimum 50% off. In some cases, more than that, 75% off what we felt the fair price was based on current auction prices for these things. So we were, I think, very, very, we started everything at a really great level. I mean, we've got a Sergio Aragones, basically 2 DPS mad pieces that regularly sell on Heritage. One of them is going to be in our top 3 Heritage pieces from the weekly auction last week that just sold for $5,000. We've got it started at a $1,500 bid. as a starting bid. And here I can actually show you what I want you to do, because there's a couple things I wanted to mention about this, just to keep it just make sure everybody's aware of what we want you to do when you're looking at the listings there. So I put the link to the gallery room that has the I think it's 42 pieces in it, maybe it's 41. But with this piece here, it's actually, like I said, there's 2 DPSs. This is from those A Mad Look at Things. The piece that went for $5,000 last week at Heritage's Wednesday auction was a mad look at the cinema or something like that. So this is a mad look at the Filthy Rich. There is 2 DPSs, as I mentioned. There's a sketch on the back. In the price field, I said starting bid $1,500. The way I want you to bid on it is just put comments in. If you want to place a bid, comment. Don't comment if you like the art or anything like that. I'll just delete it. All I want is comments being bids placed on it. If somebody would prefer to be anonymous, because obviously if you put a comment in there, it's going to list your name. I am happy. Well, I'd rather not, but you can send those bids to me. Just let me know which piece you want to bid on. You can email me through that particular piece and say you'd like me to put a bid in for you. I will do that. When we get to the end of the proxy bidding period, which will be next Thursday at 4 p.m., as soon as that live show is ended, that I'll be doing with Ken and Bill and other people who are attending the Rubens that day, what I'll do is I'm going to send a spreadsheet to Ken with the current high proxy bid and the name of the bidder. That will go on on a card with the art at the live bidding. If your high proxy bid keeps Bill Morrison from bidding on that particular piece, you will be the winning bidder, and I'll be able to pass along your contact information to Ken. They'll be able to take care of invoicing you for the item and arranging shipping. So so that's how we've got it set up this time. It's an experiment. I've not done this before, but I think this is a good way to help the society get a little bit of extra exposure on both themselves and this auction. I hope we have a decent participation rate from anybody that's interested. There's Stan Sakai printed poster artwork that we started at $1,500, probably as a $3,000 item. Like I said, this piece is probably a $5,000 item starting at $1,500. There's a lot of pieces in there to choose from. I mean, Dan DiCarlo, that Bill contributed a piece of a cover to The Simpsons by Bill as well, that would normally sell for like $2,000. We're starting it at $500. So again, all of this is going to charity. So please look things over. If you have any questions, I would encourage you to shoot me an email through my CAF on any of the pieces, or just in general. If you want to reach out to me, I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. But we're looking forward to doing some good here, and we'll do a live presentation 2 to 4 to wrap up the proxy bidding. And as soon as that show's over, like I say, we're going to turn it over to Ken and the floor bidding, which I think starts around 5. And Ken, I guess, how would you handle notifying anybody that if they want a proxy bid? Would you be, I imagine you're going to be partying all night at the Rubens, so you won't do it that evening, but like maybe that Friday or Saturday after the show?
Yeah, I'm going to get to it as soon as I can.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not really, it's once our live show ends, it goes to like a silent auction just until the Rubens start. So it's not going to be like a typical auction, with an auctioneer or anything like that. It's silent. So
yeah, and I want to let everyone know the Rubens this year is so expensive. The hotel, just being in Jersey City across from Manhattan, everything's more expensive. So the people who are actually at the Rubens will probably have no money left. So the chances are, if you're the high proxy bidder, chances are you're going to end up with
what was that?
no, we lost Bill's audio.
Oh,
Can't hear you, Bill.
It's probably because the mic got switched over to his phone.
Yeah, they're not going to be in the live online auction.
Yeah, I think we lost his audio because of that.
I would just
I think that was my mother-in-law. Did everyone hear my mother-in-law there?
No,
Oh, wow.
He's very persistent.
Anyway, I started to say there will be some items that are kind of, more appealing to NCS members than to a wider audience, and those will be available for silent bidding only to the NCS members. So I think those will get a lot of attention. There's things like old Reuben program books from the 1960s and stuff like that. Things that are kind of, if you're an NCS member, they're kind of collectible. So I think there will be a lot of attention on those. And some of the stuff that we're having in the online auction, things like, a Charlie Adlard Walking Dead page, or an Amanda Connor Gargoyles page, are probably not going to be as attractive to the people who are in the room. So don't be shy about bidding.
Yes, Josh says he'll bid everything up. Jason, who can't place a bid, it will not. But we'll work with you, Jason. If you're having tech problems, I'll be happy to go over it. I thought maybe you might have maybe we had an issue with a dollar sign going in, but I did it with and without a dollar sign, and it worked just fine, Jason. Maybe your browser is caching the page when you submit it, and it's showing you the page before the comment was added. Some browsers will do that, but rest assured, Mikhail said he saw your bid. So, all right. Well, so we know the system will work for most people. But yeah, let me, anybody has any questions or problems, you can let us know. See, so Alberto says he can see your bid on the Sakai piece as well. We knew that one was going to generate a fair amount of interest. So, so there you have it, everybody. You got a whole week, a little less than a whole week to get your proxy bids on these things. I wouldn't, don't wait, don't delay, so you don't forget about it. I'm going to probably send out a couple reminder emails. I got an email queued up for tomorrow to announce to all of CAF that we're doing this. I'll probably send out a reminder around Tuesday as well. And like I say, we'll wrap it up with a live show on Thursday, and we'll go from there. So any parting words, gentlemen, before we see each other again next week?
I just want to say thank you so much, Bill, for your involvement in this. This is going to be getting the foundation and the NCS a lot of much needed exposure that we wouldn't have had. And so I think you're going to be a big key to the success of this auction. So thank you.
My pleasure. And you know what? I'm going to show everybody that one item that we're going to get on here later after we discuss what the starting bid on it should be, since I'm sure none of us have a proper idea where to start it. But we had just gotten approval before the show started on this one. We thought it should be in the proxy bid session, not just on the floor. But as you can see, there are a lot of. I mean, when was this done? Do you know, Bill? I mean,
I think it was done over years.
It was before Sparky died, and that was
right.
2000. So I think it might have been maybe just a year or two before he died. So probably late 90s.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, the shirt says copyright 1999.
Oh, there you go.
So at least started then. But right, I mean, you got Charles on there. I mean, there's you got Jack Davis. My goodness. I mean,
Stan Goldberg. Lynn Johnston.
Yeah, Bill told me that they were originally going to keep this for the Rubens in-house auction only, and I said, why?
Right, exactly. I mean, I think this is something that a lot of people are going to be interested in. You got a Bill Keane on there. Yeah, so we'll figure out where we're going to start this one at. I will get it on the site in my gallery room tomorrow. I mean, we've watched Nick Barucci sell George Perez t-shirt or his dress shirts and everything. So this isn't out of the ordinary, and it's something you can present as well. I mean, it can go on the wall. There's a lot of great illustrators. I mean, come on, how often are you going to get something by Sparky, right? I mean, not too often. And we know this is legit. This isn't one of those eBay fakes that we see every day over there. So
yeah, if you notice right underneath. I think it's maybe Gordo. I'm not sure what the character is, but there's a word balloon that says "Howdy Anna."
Mm-hmm.
You see that there in the middle?
Yes.
So that's Anna Richmond. This is her T-shirt. She donated it. This is Tom Richmond's wife. So she was at the Rubens that year, and this was the souvenir shirt that's given away to all the attendees, and she passed it around and had everyone sign it and draw on it. And now she's donating it for the cause.
Wow, this is great. Yeah, and that's cool because some of the artists, or most of the artists, donated by the artists themselves, but a few artists donated other pieces. Like you donated the Dan DiCarlo Lumpkin piece, right?
Yeah, Willie Lumpkin. And Jim Davis donated a Terry and the Pirates daily from 1954 from his collection.
Yeah, that's so again, guys, lots of opportunities here. Poor Jason, he's just going round and round. He can't get his he can't see his bid, but your bid was placed, Jason. Don't you worry, my friend. All right, well, guys, we should talk tomorrow, or if you guys just want to email me, what you guys feel the starting bid should be on the shirt, I will get that posted as soon as I get a price.
Okay, I want to check with Anna and see what she'd be happy with, and then I'll get back to you.
Okay, fantastic. All right, guys. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm glad you could do this last minute. I know I asked like an hour ago to have some support, so I didn't have to talk about something I wasn't 100% on top of. But I appreciate it, Bill and Ken. Thank you. I'll look forward to hearing where I should start that one at, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks, Bill.
Phil.
All right. Good night.
Take
Good night.
care.
All right, Jason, what's going on? You had an IT guy help you, and he didn't help you, and you got taken to comic art shop. How on earth could you even be taken to comic art shop? That doesn't make any sense at all. But nothing surprises me in this world, so I believe you. But I see comments coming in, so I know that means I'm getting bids. Definitely getting bids. I think Alberto probably outbid you on the Stan Sakai, and that's a good thing. So yeah. Look for the email tomorrow. I'll do a big PR push for this over the next week. But happy to help out both those guys. And it is what it is. So let's see. Kaz saying Bob Layton just told him that his flight isn't until 6 p.m. Seoul time, and he wants to come on and talk about eating silkworm larvae. Okay, well, I think I actually saw an email from Bob as well. I will send him an email right now, and when I see him pop in the green room, I'll stop the show just for that. And I didn't get a chance to email Mr. Snork, but I was going to tell him that I was going to bring him on after the Page I Love video. So if Chris is watching, he should be waiting for that moment. So let me get this email over to Mr. Layton. And we'll see when he gets in here. I can't wait. I got to see him eat the larva. He's emailed me asking where the link is. I didn't think he was going to show up today. All right, there we go. All right. Okay, Chris, you got it. Thank you. I'm sorry, man. It was a lot of last minute stuff going on there. But yeah, after we do the page, when the Page I Love thing is playing, drop in. All right, so Bob Layton was going to be my number 2 thing tonight, so I guess I'm going to hold off on that. Bill, look at Messenger while the video plays. Jason, I don't know what you could be doing wrong, man. Comment it. Is anybody else going to comic art shop? I know it doesn't work that way, so no idea. Troy Pierce says that we ate some silkworm larvae in Cambodia and they were good. All right. Well, I'm going to take your word for it, Troy, because I don't think even if it was presented in front of me that I would probably be so adventurous as to try it myself. But you never know. Never say never, right? I can't look at Messenger while, Jason. Maybe when I play the Bob Layton intro clip, I'll take a look at what video you sent me, and we'll laugh about it. But anyway, nobody else having problems? Got a couple other, looks like. At least, I got an email inquiry from a couple people. So, hey, it's working. It's definitely working. Well, let me skip. You know what? Hey, here's, while we're waiting for Bob to come into the studio, I'll just skip ahead to my a couple photographs I got. Larry Tan sent me a couple photographs from his wedding. As many of you probably know, that Larry did just get hitched. Congratulations, Larry. It's a huge moment in a person's life, and you look very happy in the photograph. So Larry sent me a couple shots here. Let me show you the first one. This is Larry and his new bride, Linda, on the left, and on the right, it's a drawing by Larry's good friend, Alan Davis. Put that together for him. And yeah, they look pretty dapper. Look at you got the X-Men on one side, you've got Disney princesses and some and some other characters from the dwarf side of the world on that side as well. Beautiful thing. Yeah, too bad Alan couldn't be there for the nuptials, but at least they was able to send in a nice gift like that. But more importantly, there were several art collectors that were attending the wedding as well. And I wanted to go over and highlight that for you. Bill Vuk, Paul Greer, Chad Garrett, Linda and Larry, of course, in the middle. And then Jill Wonder Effing Woman was there. Michael Benham and Odella Rosa as well were attending Larry's shindig. So I'm sure it was a great time. I put in the sparkly silver on the sides there. But one thing I wanted to let everybody know is that Larry is going to be restarting our collector conversations in October. It's going to be monthly. We haven't talked about scheduling and how we're going to handle all that. But Larry, he did a collector conversation at the last Comic Art Live in May. And, I thought he did a fantastic job hosting it. It was one of our more popular panels that show. As everybody knows, that was early on in the channel's history. The collector conversations were something that really kind of got the momentum going for it, and we all enjoyed that. So we're going to be starting those up on a monthly basis in October. Keep I'll let you know when we're going to get them started, and what day of the week, how we're going to do that. Larry and I haven't had the opportunity to talk, but I'm looking forward to it, having those back on the show. So I see Bob Layton and Joey hanging out in the green room. So let me go ahead and play this intro video, and then we'll bring Bob on. Here we go.
Out in Korea. Joey, what am I looking at here?
All right, so we've got Hondei. It's a silkworm larva.
Hondei?
Yeah.
This is insect
How's
larva.
my pronunciation, Min?
This is Hondei.
Hondei.
Hondei?
Okay. Right.
And this is insect larva?
It's silkworm larva.
Okay. Are you guys ready?
Oh, you're going to do a whole spoonful.
I'm going to do a whole
You're going to go into town.
Out of saw. You ready, guys? It's not that bad. It's really spicy. They made it really spicy.
Yeah,
so
I
I can pretty much eat anything as long as it's got enough spice in it. It's strangely has a squishy aftertaste. It's a little mealy, but the outside of the larva is kind of chewy like pasta.
Ooh, and our main
So
main course
and
showed
main
up.
course, so that's pretty good. So there's our geek of the week. Bob eats insect larvae.
All right.
湯ぐらの種類です。
Hey,
Let's go, Bill.
silky smooth, said Marcus, and Mr. Easy Go Lucky wanted to know if it tasted like chicken.
No, we got somebody commenting that now can I shoot silk out my ass?
Oh boy. So
Man, hey,
I don't
you
know,
bumped
man.
us from the show, dude.
I didn't. Hey, I was told you said last week you were going to be in the air
No,
going to Thailand.
I said that I'm leaving for Thailand on Friday. I didn't say I wouldn't be on the show Friday.
Oh well, your manager Kazra said you were going to be in the air.
He misunderstood because listen, go back and watch the tape. We got it on tape, brother. Okay.
All right, I believe you.
I said the show from Greece would not be live because I was going to be catching a plane to go to the wedding. So that was going to be pre-recorded, but I'm, Thailand, the other white meat. Yeah, thank you, Marcus. I am the other white meat, actually. That's my nickname in Korea, right? Yeah.
Oh boy.
So yeah, but it's my last day. Yeah, Tom is in the house, baby. Yeah, you guys screwed up because we were all
I'm
ready
sorry.
to go. I set my alarm this morning to get up because I got to check out of my hotel as soon as we're done here, man. So
All right. Well, that's the
I'm
last.
still on my first cup of coffee.
I'm going to pay more attention when we're talking because clearly.
So next week I'm going to do live from my swimming pool in Thailand.
Right, I remembered that. I knew
right, and then it's the next week in Greece because I will be in the air flying to one of the islands for the wedding. So Andreas's wedding. So I'll have to do that pre-recorded. So yeah, but then I'll be back back here on the 21st in time for the Bob Layton birthday party.
I hope somebody's going to bake you a cake.
Oh no, there's a cake contest. There's an Iron Man.
Oh, that's right.
Contest.
It's a contest. I remember that.
Yeah, exactly. So and then we're going to start drink and draw, which is one of the things I wanted to talk to you about because what we're going to do is we're setting up the Soul chapter of Drink and Draw here every Thursday night from 7 to 10. And what we're going to do with the best of the drawings is we're going to offer them to your viewers, for charity, to sell for charity.
I love it. Hey, I'm happy to help out. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
There's a children's charity here. Joey works for every year.
There's a couple charities I do stuff with, and then also from Soul Comics Week, we had all the pros that came as guests there.
They'll be showing up as well.
They're willing to come out and draw too, so should get some pretty cool stuff.
But we're going to keep all the drawings that everybody does, and then we're going to have an auction here. But we can offer them every week here on CAF Live, man.
Well, that's we always have a good turnout with people who want to buy artwork. So we just need to let them know.
We got some great upcoming artists here, So I'm coming back to Korea. We talked about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I got an apartment already, and I'm going to come back here because the Helix got funded. For those that don't know out there, that I wrote a movie that going to start production in the first quarter of January, or first quarter of next year, hopefully in January. But it's going to be in Sweden, which would be colder than balls, dude. So I figured I might as well get used to winter. I'll get used to winter here gradually, right?
Yeah.
Before I head to the Arctic Circle, where it's only daylight for 4 hours. So. Yeah, I'm just going to stay here. Not much sense of me coming back just for a few months and then turning around and leaving for 3 months for Sweden. So I like it here. It's great. We had a great time at the USO yesterday.
You got to come back for OAX, though. I mean, one way or another, you got to try.
Well, I'm hoping that I can come there and then bounce to Sweden from there.
Okay, because
a lot depends on what my director says, but hopefully I'll be able to do that.
All right.
If not, I will have to throw myself on the mercy of the court. Because
Yes,
I'm not
you
giving up. Bill, 11 years I've been trying to get this movie made. I'm not going to give it up.
I get it. Hey, you got to do what's most important. I understand. I mean, but we'd love to have you here. You know that if you can.
Well,
be
no,
here,
I'm committed. Otherwise, all right,
Yep.
that. All right. And Costa said he'd pay for my flight himself.
Wow, good. I love it. Thank you, Casper.
Yes.
Well, how generous.
Yeah, he is so generous. He doesn't know it yet, but he's that generous.
Well, he's the one who screwed this thing up for us tonight, so he owes us.
Yeah, he did kind of screw up. He wasn't paying attention, but he was out in California doing God knows what. So he's been all discombobulated. And I sent him some great footage this week, too. You know?
Casper said, get me a bit roll in Helix so I don't have to go to OAX.
One of the lead characters is named Gambari, you ass.
Son of a gun. Well, did you know him 11 years ago when you wrote that script?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It was kind of a homage to my buddy. So it's a female character, but I named her last name Gambari after Kaz.
He'd probably put on a wig and he might shave that stash of his.
We could never shave him down close enough for he pass. Okay, he's just too fuzzy, you know.
Yeah.
But hey, listen, let's talk about the USO for a minute because
Yes.
this is a really. You're suing me. Hi, bring it on, Persian boy. We had a great time yesterday with the Air Force Base and with doing the radio show on the Army base as well. Nice turnout. It is. I got to say that it is incredibly fulfilling. One of the most fulfilling things I do, in my role as a former famous cartoonist, is to go do these things and meet with the troops and stuff that are far from home, whatever. And it was really fantastic. It was a wonderful time.
Was that yesterday or the day before?
That was yesterday.
Wow.
We drove back. It was like a 2-hour drive there, 2-hour drive back
to bed. And
got right back up and to do the CAF live show that I didn't have a link to. That's why I wrote you. 10 o'clock, man. I'm out of the shower. I'm like, where the hell's Bill?
Oh boy.
Okay, let's talk about silkworm larva for a second.
Yes.
All right.
Are you still picking it out of your teeth?
Those people who really want to know. Silkworm larva, it kind of, when you put it in your mouth, it's kind of like a pasta. It kind of has the texture originally of a pasta. And then you bite into it, and it's kind of tastes like, if you ever ate a wet nut, like a walnut or something, that's been like soaked in something, how it's kind of mealy, it falls apart. That's what it kind of.
I'm going to take your word for it.
Yeah, texturally, that's kind of what it feels like on the inside. It doesn't taste that bad at all. Fortunately, the people that made it across the street here, they knew how to spice it up too. They put a little gochujang in it, little hot peppers, and it really kills the taste of anything. But it wouldn't be CAF Live and Where in the World's Bob Layton if I didn't geek out every week, right?
Exactly. Did you try some, or is it something you have every day?
I've had it before. Actually, it was what it was normally that stuff you don't find it in restaurants all that much. It's maybe a side, or you get it on the street.
It's an appetizer.
We didn't have any time to go out for street food this time.
No, we just ran out of time, dude.
My favorite restaurant in our neighborhood, I asked the guy that owns it if he had some, and then he wanted to try it, so he did it as a side. But he put it with some like spicy peppers and stuff, so it was better than what you get on the street.
Two things, and then I'm gonna let you go because I know you're pressed for time. All right.
Mm-hmm.
One, that every Korean restaurant has a grumpy old man or lady running it. It's really funny. They're a nice grumpy, and then they're like really grumpy, but they're always like grumpy. They've been open for 30 years, so the blush is off the rose. So they're always like kind of scowling. But they're like nice scowling, and then there's horrible scowling. And what's really fun about this place was I had just got done signing 250 books for Joey, and I literally had hand cramps, and they came out with hot towels and wrapped my hand in hot towels and soaked it in water because my fingers all splayed like this,
And it worked.
We did a signing session thing, and then we went straight over, and he started eating with chopsticks.
because
And his hand went like this.
we're going to be offering special prints through Spencer and Clan McDonald at New York Con. So I had to get them all signed before I left. You know, the other thing, this is for all your audience out there, starting on September 21st when I get back, I'm going to start taking commissions again.
All right.
All right. So
Well,
I'll be set up here. Joey and Cleo got me set up in my own apartment. I get a drawing board, everything I need, printer, all my equipment. So I'm going to start taking commissions again. So the next time we do this show from Korea, I'm going to be available. I'm going to open up my website again, and they can do it through CAF too.
Awesome. Well, I will make sure I promote that for you, Bob. Make sure we get
Yeah.
you right
They
back
gotta
to
make
work.
a living, right, until the movie starts.
Yeah. Well, now that it's a go, you probably need a little extra cash, right?
Well, no, not that. I mean, once the thing starts production, they have to pay me, and it's a bundle. Trust me. But that's not the point. The point is, I haven't really sat down and done anything, substantive in months. So, I mean, other than these little con sketches and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And I'm kind of anxious to go back and do some pretty pictures. It's one of the things I do. Right?
Yeah, Chris North.
All right, Chris, you got it, baby. I'm doing full color now too.
All right. Well, I'll promote the heck out of that for you, Bob.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And like I said, tell Castro that OAX ticket is first class. Okay.
Hey, Castro's paying nothing but the best for you, Bob. Or Tom.
Hey, listen, I will see you next week from my private pool in Thailand.
We are looking for right next to your bed, right next to the bed.
Half naked Bob on CAF Live. Don't miss it, man.
All right. Well,
I learned to shoot that silk out of my butt, man.
Yeah, he'll be nice.
We don't want to see that. Do not record that.
I'm gonna get silly string and just do that all over the pool, just to freak you out, man.
You would. I don't know if you did it live, there's nothing I could do to stop you. But if you sent me that video, I might have to blur it or something. So
listen, the other thing,
I think there's some shows in Bangkok.
All the people watching or whatever. Thank you so much for following all the adventures or whatever. I mean, the trip is coming to an end in a couple of weeks, but I will still be on since I'm here in Korea. We will still do this, and as long as you want to. So
hey, I'm enjoying it. They're enjoying it. It's become a staple of our programming here on Thursday night.
There's still plenty of gross stuff for me to eat.
All right. Well, what I might do before we see you again is I might start working up a list of weird things that I see that you can buy there to eat, and maybe I'll pass it along to Joey, and he can see what he can hook you up with.
Okay, that's cool. So,
cards.
what's the Joey, do we know what the time is in Thailand right now? Hold on. Let me check, Bill, before I let you go.
Okay.
Bangkok. It is 8. So that's good. I only have to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning for you there. Okay.
That's not bad.
A couple hours earlier, but I will just roll out of bed and into the pool, and just turn my computer on. Okay.
All right, I'm ready for it. This is
right.
you'll have a link. Trust me. I'm not gonna.
All right, you guys won't blow it this time.
No, we will not.
I got worried. I was afraid you were in the hurricane or something. Because last week we don't get a lot of American news here. But I knew a hurricane was heading to Florida. And I thought, oh my God, maybe they lost power or something.
No.
You're okay. You guys are okay though.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We didn't get anything. They got it all up towards Tallahassee. It missed. It didn't make landfall until up by Tallahassee and stuff. So yeah, we didn't. It didn't even rain. I got more rain today than I did on the day of the hurricane. So yeah, all is well.
Here, Chaliso.
All right, Bob.
Anyway,
hey, and I tell you, everything at that Seoul Comic Fest looked fantastic. Looked like you guys had a good time.
It was a hell of a venue.
We're gonna do it next year, and I've got some people that couldn't make it this year that are gonna come to that.
I'd like to get some American guys over here for it next year. Some people to join me. You want to come to Korea? Let's talk about it.
All right. Well, maybe we can help you find some willing subjects to go out with you. I mean, it looked like a great time, and you got to have that big screen behind you showing off while you guys are drawing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the Hall of Iron, 30 feet tall, was pretty crazy, man. To say the least.
All right, gentlemen. Well, safe travels, Bob.
All right, thank
on your
you.
way to Thailand, don't do anything that most everyone else here in the chat wouldn't do while you're there, but enjoy yourself. And
My understanding is they would do a lot.
that's my understanding as well. Don't take pictures of those things, but but again, we look forward to the tales of your escapades next.
All right, next week from the pool.
From the pool. All right, see you guys later.
All right, brothers, everybody, thank you for watching.
Oh man, next week is going to be a lot of fun. We'll start the show off with Bob. You know that. Kaz just says take video. Take Araga. Araga would probably love going to Thailand or to South Korea, I imagine. If he's already doing larva, yeah, exactly. But Bob is not going to rename the bad guy, Marcus. I hate to say that, to a wet cocks nuts. No, that's not even a fair name to put on a villain. It's not good enough. Let's see. Number one Marvel fan mentioned excited for a few new commissions from Bob. Yeah. So that's good to hear. I mean, I can imagine. I mean, he's been traveling for, God, how many weeks is it now? 4 or 5? Not weeks. I mean, 4 months, 4 or 5 months. So I can see why he's itching to get back to work. Well, we will help promote those for him. Obviously, he'll probably turn commissions back on in his CAF gallery, and he said he's going to activate it back on his website. So as soon as we get that information, I will pass it along so we can get him busy again. So he's got a drawing table, and he's raring to go. All right. So, Jason's been sending me video clips of something. I can't imagine what, but I won't be, Jason, I can't watch your video clips until I have a longer break, probably after the show. Still is impossible. So unless you're using some weird outdated browser of some kind, I can't even imagine what browser would potentially do what you're suggesting is happening to you. But, stranger things have happened. Maybe so you can shoot me a text in your in the stream that you're hitting me with and letting me know what browser you're using too. That would be helpful. I'm assuming you're on a PC and not a Mac. Anyway, again, I've gotten a couple other bids already, so I know it's working for most people. Yeah, all right. Let's get this thing moving here. What do we got? Schedule-wise, I did load up a schedule. I've updated that. I didn't have a schedule to show last week since I was on the run from Disney to get here. Let's see. This Saturday, Simone Bianchi art sale. I saw Alberto ask earlier if I was going to be showing a preview of the art. I can do that, actually. I do have. I got the art just today downloaded to my computer. So I can show that off when we're done showing the schedule here. Then we've got an amateur match between Jordan Joannou and Matt DiTullio. I can tell you that both guys are bringing artwork that will have price tags on it that are very fair, and the 100% of those sales are going to go to Maui charity that Jordan has set up or given me the link for. We'll also be taking super chats during the show, and 100% of those will go to the charity as well. I might even try to dig up a piece or two of artwork to add to the sales that will be going towards that. But more information will probably go out when I do a mailing about that show on Sunday. But that is on Monday night. I know it's Labor Day. I know it's a holiday here in the States, but I hope people can tune in. That's a 9 p.m. show. And we haven't had an amateur dueling dealer episode in a long time. So I'm looking forward to getting back in the saddle and doing with these guys. I've already got some memes from Jordan, so it's going to be great. Matt's going to be working on his stuff and getting them to me this weekend. We talked today about it. Again, going to be a good show. I've got Michael Feldman on after that. That auction proxy show that I'm going to be doing with Ken and Bill will be on the 7th. 2 p.m. Mandacounter that weekend. We did move. Who did I move? Dexter Bynes. Dexter was originally on the 16th on a Saturday at 2 p.m. I had to move him to the 23rd. He had something going on. What else we got? I think that's all the new stuff. Everybody else, everything else on there, you already know all about. So let me go ahead and do a preview here for the Simone pieces that we're going to be offering up on Saturday at 2 here. Sorry, I got a couple windows here to open. Shift 2. Here we go. All right. So I'm not going to tell you what the prices are. I actually got the price list today. I got the art yesterday, so I'm really looking at most of this stuff first time here as well. let's see, you got a Batman there. I know this is a character. What was this from? This is from, see, I need Matt DiTullio here to help me. I think this is one of the character designs from something called Sharky, Millar book. And let's see, what was this? This was, I think, from the same. Then we got a JLA prelim here. Very, very nice. This one is called, it's some kind, it's going to be published in a book. I can't remember what. So it says Homage to Brothers. I don't recall exactly what that was. See, that's why Matt should have been here with me. But you're going to learn all about it when we have the show on Saturday. This is a page from that Sharky #1 book. Here's another page from that. A couple other pages from issue 1. You know, I don't like to linger on these for too long because you're going to see them all on Saturday. And then in the mailing I send out tomorrow. I will send out a mailing tomorrow, and I'll have images for all of these in there as well. Dr. Doom painting. I got a Spidey painting from 2023. Another Spider-Man 2023. That's really nice. I don't have the sizes in front of me either, everybody, but you know you're going to get all that information. I know there's this is from a cover to Heavy Metal. It's called Sun Eater, and this is another cover that was issue 2. This one's issue 3. We've got a Thanos page here from issue 1. We got a nice Thor halftone piece here. Another Thor. Looks like a prelim. And we got a Venom piece. I don't know, published or not. Maybe. Looks like it should be if it's not. We got a Wolverine page. Slicing and dicing. There's a beheading in there. So so that is that's your preview. Hope that's okay. Wasn't watching the chat while I was showing off the artwork. Thought the sketchbook show was August 11th. I don't know. Did I miss adding a date in there? I'm sorry if I did. I'll make sure I correct that in the next update. Jeff Moy says he thought the Sharky book was fun. Apparently it was queued up to be a Netflix series too that got put on hold when the pandemic happened. So eventually, I guess that might come back. So yeah, lots of nice pieces on Saturday. Let me see. I'm not going to show the spreadsheet, but for the hell of it, I'll open it up and give you a price range on stuff. So let's see here. Well, half of the pieces are priced under $1,000, and I'd say the other half is priced over $1,000. The half under $1,000 probably average $750, and the pieces over $1,000 are all in the high 2s, low 3s. There's a couple over 5. So it's a little bit all over the board. But Simone's stuff, I mean, if you follow his sales, you know what his stuff goes for. So there's definitely some affordable pages in there for many of you, and then some pieces that are a little bit more pricey, but it's Simone's work and it is awesome. So, and we'll have some other stuff going on that we'll be able to talk about, I think, as well, as far as I think we'll have an OAX announcement of some kind during the show, and some other fun stuff to talk about. I know Simone's got some interesting projects coming up that we may or may not be able to chat about, but Matt told me about them today. Will the art ship from Italy? I believe that is the case. I was also told that the price of the art includes the shipping from Italy. So yes, this artwork is all in. I think Gloria would be the one handling the shipping on that. So, but yeah, Matt told me today that the price of the artwork will include the shipping. And when is Simone? It is this Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, it's gonna be a good show. We put this show off twice because Simone's had a very busy summer. He had that gallery show going on in Europe. I think it was Italy. I can't remember where it was, but will Simone accept time payments? That's a good question, Tim. I will talk to Matt tomorrow and look for the mailing that goes out. I will have a answer for you on that in the mailing. Will he accept time payments? We will find out. Will he accept time payments? I don't know. I should have thought of that, but I didn't. All right, good question. Any other questions I should pass along to him? Let me know. Let's see. Black Viper Dorn says I bought a piece from them, took a month for customs, and then I owed customs fees. Yeah, that is definitely a problem. I mean, since I've been selling artwork and shipping it overseas a few times, I've had customs hold a piece for one of the pieces from like Howard Chaykin's sale before last. Got held up in customs for a month on one of the buyers. I mean, it was kind of my fault. I think of the way I had written what it was. I think I don't even know what I wrote. I think I wrote like Chaikin sketch and the character, and customs refused to accept that it was a piece of art. And apparently customs, if it's a piece of art, they charge 5% fee on it, and when it's not art, it's 20%. So the buyer, I don't know if they had to go in, open the package, prove to them it was art, so they didn't get charged 20%. So I learned my lesson. I will always put the word art or artwork on my customs forms, because that will definitely save, at least on pieces leaving the U.S. going to Europe, some fees. So I learned my lesson on that. Yeah, Chaikin is on a lot of government lists, and I can tell everybody, just so you know, Chaikin ended up being a sellout. There was like 5 buyers after, I think we sold 5 of the 15 during the show. The other 10 pieces were sold. I don't even think it took 24 hours. So that was pretty cool. Howard was much happier. We all laughed it off and high-fived virtually via email. And Jeff said that he just got his Chaikin piece in the mail, well packed. And thanks for the book. Yeah, I gave him one of the signed copies. I thought that anybody who bought live, I was like, you know what? I've got this stack of those cross books, and we didn't sell any of the signed ones. Chuck picked up the last Remark copy from that. So I was like, you know what? These should go out as gifts to anybody who bought live. Bill wrote too much. I wrote too little, Marcus. That was the problem. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm learning. I guess give me a few more months and I can write a book about how best to ship art overseas, because I've tried it with a couple different services, and they all seem to kind of function a little bit different. And I'm using stamps.com as the platform. Hey, Chuck said he got his today as well. And the remark was great. Very good. I am very proud of my package. I get to see it every week now over on the EXP, right? It's on his back rack for everyone to admire. Much like Marcus was, everybody was admiring my package last night when Marcus was dancing around on it. See it? Look. I got Marcus beheading right there. There he is. Look at that guy. Yeah, tickle on his face right there. You can't see it, but the crotch goblin is happily back in his case. So I appreciate nobody being offended at my antics last night. It was just something came over me. I think the Zevia was speaking to me. It told me, to dance as a crotch goblin. Yeah. All right. Enough of that. So what do we got left here? We showed the Simone art. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and do the Page I Love clip that I've got this week. This one, as again, Kevin Sharp has been working his tail off the past, how many have we done already? I think we're on maybe 9 or 10. And he's still got 3 or 4 that I have uploaded to my Google Drive that I haven't even looked at yet. So he's been working really hard on these, and it was a stevia overdose. So I appreciate all his hard work on it. Today we've got a Page I Love, which is actually, you can't call it, it's a 2-page spread from Lucy Sullivan, from an artist that I don't know. I feel like I've seen the name. I don't think it's someone that Chris and I have ever featured on a CAF update. But interesting art and an interesting perspective from Lucy on this one. So let me go ahead and play that, and hope you enjoy it.
Hi, it's Kevin Sharp. Today my guest is cartoonist Lucy Sullivan, the creator of Shelter. Lucy, thank you so much for joining us and bringing a book and an artist that probably a lot of our viewers are not going to be familiar with.
Yeah, so I hadn't realised that would be the case, and I checked, and this book is actually out of print at the moment, but it is a Fantagraphics book. So this is a creator called Gippy, I think that's how you pronounce it, so it's Gipi. It's an Italian cartoonist, and I've been buying his work for a long time. I can't even remember the first time I bought it. It's been a good decade. I've brought today his latest book, which is called One Story, which is a mammoth graphic novel. I mean, it's just over, I think, oversized A4. It's heavy, but it is an astonishing piece of work. So I really encourage you to check out Jippy's work.
Was this a case of you were already a fan of his work, and so you just buy anything new that comes out?
Yeah, since I bought this, actually, I bought 2 other books that he did that I didn't know I had. Yeah, I'm obsessed. You know, I think everyone has that 1 or 2 or more creators that you just are obsessed with. And for me, Jippy just, you know, everything he does, I just fawn over, and I wish I was him.
Let's get into the book itself, and as we talk, the viewers will see the page. Now, you've chosen a double-page spread here.
Yeah, because for me, I can't do single pages. I find it hard enough to choose 1 page within a comic, because a comic is the narrative for me, isn't it? A full experience. So I find it so hard to go, oh, this 1 page encapsulates this comic, because I think it's the experience of the whole story. But equally, I would have thought that Jippy, like a lot of cartoonists, designs spreads rather than singular pages. You know, I think you're always thinking about how something looks in juxtaposition against the other, and I'm sure he has done with this, because there is a repeat of panels and things that would suggest that it's considered as a spread. But I can't look at single pages unless it's like the first or last page and go, that's been designed as a single page. Otherwise, there's no way they're not thinking about it as a whole. So the tale is about 2 generations of a family. It's a man in his 50s who's sort of realised, you know, he's got that, woken up one day, divorced, life's falling apart, kids are growing old, and he's had some sort of breakdown, and he's in a psych ward. And he's seeing images of his great-grandfather who was in the First World War in the trenches, and the 2 lives interplay. What Jippy uses as a device is a number of techniques, and he's so proficient as just a really loose sketcher or a really detailed inker, but his watercolor is just divine. And this spread, he uses all of it at once. It shows the full range of what he can do, but he attributes, so the gentleman who's having the breakdown in his 50s, he's just this beautifully rendered watercolor with really sharp ink lines over the top. Everyone he sees in the real world, he considers 2D, so they're very flat colored, very simple line. And then his visions of his great-grandfather are often, or this tree that brings them together, the branches of their family tree, are just ink. So the whole spread, sort of, as you'll see, just bounces between one another, but it has a device. It's like, what I love is there's a point where the 2 meet. You've got the watercolor of the doctor, the guy having the breakdown in the psych ward, and the doctors are flat coloured behind him to show that he is detailed and they are nothing, and he's just ignoring them because he doesn't believe they're real. And I think, it shows the range of what he's capable of as an artist. And then he adds in really clever play of how the lettering's done, because he letters his own work as well, which is just another kind of level of competence that I would kill to have. But it's sort of the lettering on the first panel sort of slides behind the character, so you lose it and you realise that's because he's muttering and he's just in the grip of this moment, and it sort of slides down into the page and through this tree before it comes to him talking to himself. And then the doctors are trying to talk to him and he's just like, no, they're not real, don't turn around, just don't engage with them. And it goes back in, like, the page ends with him back into this delusion where someone's like offering him some really, what does it say? Are you interested in a vampire hauberk of shit? I don't even know what that is. And it's just this delusion where some random creature is trying to sell him something on a beach. So just anything so that he doesn't have to be in this hospital with these doctors talking to him. It's just, I think a brilliant spread is a story in itself. And this, you don't even have to read the whole comic. You can read just this spread and get a really amazing idea about the story. And I think you could put that out in the world and someone would walk away and feel like they've had a moment of sort of profound thinking from it.
Since we're on the Comic Art Fans channel, I have to ask, do you own any original art by this artist?
I don't. God, I'd kill to. He never comes to the UK. And sadly, I'm yet to be able to afford to go to Italy. But if I ever get there, I think he's quite a reclusive as well. But oh my God, I would, cut off a limb and sell it to own a piece of his artwork. But also, I started reading this when I got it when I started working on my new book, which is also watercolor and ink, and I had to stop reading it because I just thought I'm never gonna be able to achieve this level of skill, and I had to just put it aside until I finished my book and I could come back to it. And I think I'd feel the same with his work. Like I'd want it on my wall, but also I'd find it deeply upsetting because I'll never be that good.
We've crossed over from inspiration to intimidation, kind of.
Yeah, it's like, but that's the point, right? I think when it's something that you do yourself, I sort of, and fully, there's a cleanliness to his scrappiness that I admire. I'm a very scratchy, sketchy artist, and I sort of have to embrace that because I'm just messy and there's no way around it. But he manages to do both, manages to make it messy and yet clean, and there's just something deeply satisfying about that I will never achieve because I'm just too messy.
Great. Well, Lucy, thank you again for joining us and for probably introducing an artist to most of our viewers who may not be familiar with him. So we may have created some new fans.
Delighted to and honoured. Please go and find Jippy's work. It will be an edifying experience and you'll realise why I'm gushing so much.
Hey, look who's here.
That's an awfully hard accent to follow.
I wasn't even going to try. I was curious if you were, but I'm glad you did. You did all right. There's still a touch of Wisconsin in there, though.
Yeah, well, that's not going to go away.
Man. So welcome back.
Thank you.
Nice to have you here.
Yeah, I had a week in California, and then last week was scheduled to be on, and then some lady hit something that damaged all kinds of, it even impacted my cell phone. I couldn't even use my cell phone for a hotspot. So it was a very dark evening as we kind of like wandered around the house without internet.
That would be my kids would be like zombies if that were to happen. I can't even imagine what that would have been like.
We wound up playing cards.
Well, we do that for fun around here. So then, so it might have been like a normal, we have like family game night, right? I let the kids beat my rear end on, what do we play? We played Mario Party. They whip my rear end, and then I get to beat them in Uno. So
there you go.
It's how it is. That is right. No, I won't even try with that. Gosh, Snork was in California. No wonder I could sense a disturbance in the force, says Alberta.
Yeah, and number one Marvel fan. I'm sorry, it's not Chuck this week. He's better than me in every way, and we know it. But you're stuck with me tonight.
And you say you were able to post in the comment field now, huh?
Yeah, there's a little there's like a link now when you get into StreamYard when it first pops up, and there's the comments and private chat thing on the right. There's a button at the bottom now that says connect the comments, and it just uses your YouTube account.
So you click that, and it does kind of a secondary login or something. Oh, interesting. Because I've never, I always log in. I'm an admin. I can do everything. So I guess I should let Mike and Anthony know they don't have to use their phones anymore when they're doing, doing the Dueling Dealers stuff.
Cool. Is this bothering you? This plug in the wall? Is that what's bothering you? So weird. Hey, speaking of Mikhail, hold on.
Yes.
He was gracious enough to send this to me from San Diego. He picked this up for me from Quan, and this is a Stephen Platt Punisher that I could not live without. So thank you, Mikhail.
Dang, I need to be friends with Mikhail. Shoot, look at that. That's awesome. Doggone. Well, congrats, man. That's it's good to have friends in this hobby, isn't it?
It is. It absolutely is, especially ones like Mikhail.
Yes. So hey, Jason was rambling in there about how the site's broken, right? So I did watch his video while he while we were playing the little clip there from a page I love, and I have to show everybody what Jason's talking about. Jason, this is how it's supposed to work, but I can tell you, we should probably just change that. Oh, I thought your computer and monitor were going to go out when you unplug that.
No.
Jason says Mikhail is like a mule. Pulled a plug. Yes, exactly. But here, let me show. Jason's still here, so I can show this to Jason. And where are we? Here it is. All right. So Jason, I gave the link in the chat, right? So I figured Jason's he's going to follow the link. It should be that easy. Click the link in the chat, copy it, paste it, come over. But Jason decided to go over to the bottom of the list here and click on this. Okay, this does take you to Comic Art Shop. I don't know why I did it that way. It's always been that way. But if you click on dealer updates, it keeps you on CAF because that's the way we like to have it. But classified updates is just like a clean. It takes you straight over to my Comic Art Shop page, which is just that. So yeah, you can't comment from there, but no, that's why I gave you the link to go into my CAF gallery and just browse the stuff from there. So that's what I want you to do, Jason. Do what I do. Don't try to make your way around my stuff. But anyway, I can tell you, I've always wanted to change that. So I'll do it because at the end, we're probably going to phase out Comic Art Shop. It was a good idea. It served its purpose back in the day as a way to distill art for sale into one single site. But I think we can we could probably do a better job. Just keep everybody on CAF. But clearly, I'm confusing some people, Jason included, with that. So I wasn't. You weren't here for the link. All right. Well, here, look. I'm going to put it right in there one more time.
It wasn't going to be his fault, Bill.
I know. He kept texting me. He's like, "You owe me an apology. I want it." Okay. I'm sorry. It was a bad idea 15 years ago when I put those links in there, and now accept no substitute, says Mickey about you, Chris. Yeah, Jason killed Comic Art Shop. Yes, well, I've always wanted to get rid of it. Now I have at least a reason to change those links. But anyways, follow the link that is in the chat. A couple posts up there, and that'll take you over to my CAF gallery, straight into the room with all the stuff that you can place bids on. And I don't know which ones had bids. I know I saw a couple, but I think the Sergio piece already has a bid. Where was it? I saw a couple other bids in there, but anyways, good news. At least it'll work the way I want it to work. Let's see, Sergio piece. I think. Yeah, look, Mikhail bid 1,500. All right, thank you. See, he's the man. He's a mule. He's a happy bidder. We love him. Yes.
He's a plug intolerant.
Okay, he does have a few things that we might bristle at from time to time. Quirks. Yes.
Proclivities.
All right. So yes, we're gonna get on with the show now. I need to go into my heritage picks, my EXP spin, and then we're gonna get into some other things. But I can tell you, we've been very busy working on the OAX project, as you know. We today of all days, we actually definitely confirmed 3 new guests.
Awesome.
So yeah, and they're it is shaping up. It's going to be interesting trying to figure out like how we roll the pre-con stuff out from some of the people, because not everybody's doing them, but I don't want to like lump them together. A lot of the people we've been talking to have been wanting to wait until like November, but they're all starting to want to wait till like November. Yeah. So I got to spread that out. So, because it kind of defeats the purpose of like allowing the collectors to, spend a little in September, spend a little in October, spread it all out. Because if you do it all at once, people are going to pick and choose whose stuff they're going to buy. And
they'll have to.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can only afford one of these a month too, but yeah, we've definitely got some fun problems to have. That's for sure. And Kazra's making things. Yeah, Jason sent me a message. He's probably already forwarded to Kazra. He's working on getting us a guest as well. So hey, thank you, Jason. We appreciate it. All right, okay, heritage. Let me get those my heritage picks up here for everybody. Let's see, stop that screen. Yeah, you missed last week though, Chris, because I mean, I literally walked in the door at 9 o'clock and I was so unprepared. I mean, it was an absolute mess. I'll never, ever, ever do that again. But thankfully, Bob Layton was ready in the green room, and I was able to bring him in, and it pretty much saved the show, or I would have just been babbling my way through it. I've never, and the worst thing about all of it was when the show started, the chat didn't work in here. And so I actually, like 2 minutes into it, nobody made a comment. And I actually, I think I texted Kazra, am I live? He's like, yeah, you're live. And so I finally had to say, I hope you guys are chatting because I'm not seeing anything. And then it was like 3 or 4 minutes into it that started. So it was just a mess of errors going on last week. It's nice.
Yeah, I had my share as well. So
yes, mine weren't as bad as yours. All right. So my heritage picks for the week. These are auctions closing next Wednesday night, right when the Dueling Dealers is beginning. These auctions are ending. What do we got here? We got a Jeff Shaw Thanos cover, Thanos issue. What was this? An annual cover 1. I just thought it was funny. I mean, Thanos is big as Galactus. You got Silver Surfer in there. Kind of interesting. I like Shaw's work. So, nice piece.
Always tight.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I like this one. And what do we got? We should get him a Punisher tablecloth. You guys. All right, Graham Ingalls. That's an old piece. But there was actually, I think, 4 or 5 pieces from the late 40s, early 50s in this week's set. So I ended up picking this one just because I like the funky kind of layout. Graham Ingalls' work is always kind of nice. And for a reason, I like the Rocket Blast. Yeah, that thing was awesome. But in general, it's a piece from 1949. So how often do you get to see 74-year-old pages still out in the wild?
That Fiction House stuff especially is really rare.
Yeah, and again, there are at least 4 or 5 pieces from this era, similar books too. I mean, this is Planet Comics. I think there was one from like Fight Comics. I can't remember what the other ones were, but all good stuff. And definitely worth taking a look at. I have no idea what I know. I have no idea what the value on this stuff is. Never priced this era of artwork, but hey, it's nice to have it around. Troy says there's more Fiction House art out there than you may think. Awesome, Troy.
I may have heard some urban legends about a lot of it being destroyed.
Well, I thought I had heard that as well.
Maybe Troy Pierce is sitting on a mountain of it right now, literally sitting on it.
Well, we might be able to ask Troy that at OAX, I think. But
it's like Ditko's cutting board stories.
Exactly. Let's see here. Next up, Brent Anderson, Batman Legends of the Dark Knight. Yeah, well, I mean, who doesn't always like Brent's work, right? But I thought this one, I love this first panel. I mean, that guy got, he got socked. that's a great pose. I mean, I thought the Batman was done well. I love the motion lines through this. And these last 2 pages, you get him given like a Judge Dredd kind of I'm the baddest ass in town kind of thing.
Yeah. Who's he's also speaking Spanish. That's tight. Who inked this?
You know what? It in the let's see. I guess maybe it's all Brent.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah, it does not mention an inker on it. No, I really like this page. It's really, really well done. So, yeah. I wouldn't mind having this one in my portfolio. So, next up. This is one I don't think I've ever had a Warren Tufts piece, but I just thought this thing was beautiful. It's Casey Ruggles strip. I mean, look at this thing. It's got so much going on in it. Wow. I mean, I haven't placed a bid on it, but I actually think I'll throw a bid on it because, I mean, I don't think I've seen too many of these on Heritage. I could be wrong. But I mean, look at that. The reverse here for the ship's mass.
The staircase too is really
is a nice element to have.
Yeah.
And what year? This is from 51. And I'll tell you, there are a lot of strip pieces in this week's auction. But yeah, this one stood out to me as I want it. Isn't it great? I mean, the more you look at it,
the separation on all the figures, like the depth of field, like that's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, look at it. You get the figures up on the balconies there. Yeah. I mean, it is. Dang it! See, the more I look at it, the more I love it. I shouldn't have shown this piece.
Patterns.
But this thing is awesome. Absolutely awesome. I'm going to put a bid on it. I have to because it's just too good. It deserves to sell for a lot because it's a wonderful piece.
I hope you get it because I want to see it in person.
I know. Well, we'll see. I'll try. This is a what is it? We got a Jason Shawn Alexander splash from Spawn to what is it? 296. I've always liked Jason stuff. He's just got a he has a very dark style, kind of as an artist, I think. But yeah, graphic too. This one's just nice. I mean, he's playing with a lot of different shapes with the cape and his costume and the way he's doing the checkerboarding with the cityscape behind him and the bricks. I just really just love that top 2/3, just the way the movement in it, the patterns. So I was just kind of taken by that. And and you get all the different stuff going on with the chain and the spikes. It's just a nice piece. Right.
It's really busy, but the figures, the figure manages to still be front and center. Yeah. I have to say, like, to editorialize a little bit, I'm honestly kind of irritated with the quality of Spawn art that's coming out now.
Oh, yeah?
There are some really insanely good Spawn pieces showing up, and like I'll say the types and, different styles of artists that he has working on Spawn material. I'm like this close in any given week to buying a damn Spawn piece, and I hate the character.
Well, that's good. I mean, that they're inspiring those feelings for with you.
It's a love-hate thing.
I can't say I was never a huge fan of Spawn, as a comic. I bought a few, but it just never worked for me.
Come on.
But I like the art. I definitely love Silvestri's work. I mean, there's so many. I had Jason. You talk about a pusher in the chat. Just buy.
Yeah, he's ruthless.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, he was trying to get me to buy some, Playboy artwork last night, and then Kazra bought it. So yeah, he's always trying. If I bought one, you can buy one too, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up, Sal Velluto, Bob Almond, Black Panther DPS from issue 36. I mean, Velluto on Black Panther, absolute perfect artist, perfect inker combo on it. I mean, I just always, every page I saw, I've seen from Velluto on Black Panther, I just love, and this DPS is gorgeous. Gorgeous.
The dizzying perspective on the bridge that's something.
Yeah.
Like, even if you take Black Panther out, like if you block that half of the DPS, it's still pretty visually interesting.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The more I say, because I didn't look at it up close to see how awesome it really was. I just kind of glanced at it, but damn, now looking at it, yeah, this is just great. But again, the anatomy, Velluto's freaking unbelievable. I mean, this is a great piece, and it has to do well. It's only at $105. I don't know. I have no idea what the Black Panther Velluto work goes for, but
paging Dr. Giron.
Yes, where is Khalil? Let's see. Put your bid in, Bill. Yeah, thanks. See, Jason's pushing all the time. Next up, we got an Enrique Romero Modesty Blaze strip. Like I said, there's a ton of strips in this. I bet you there's got to be at least 90 pieces of strip art. Most of them dailies, but there were some Sundays. I don't know. I've always liked Modesty Blaze art. I like Romero's work. I mean, this one, at the end of the day, I picked it more because I don't think I've picked a Romero piece in a while. But again, I don't have one yet, but I need to add one at some point. I mean, I love the style. I love everything about it.
There's a lot of really smart choices here with how the foreground and the background play together, or how they don't, because the focus is on the figures in every panel, but that doesn't, the background remains interesting, but it's the background. And like, there's a lot of visual choices that he made, like around the figures, to like keep that highlight.
Yeah. That's interesting. I didn't notice that, but you're absolutely right. I mean, leaving just really subtle or no detail right there. Using the ceiling here to kind of frame the page well. Yeah, here it's a piece of torn tapestry. Yeah, no, you're right. This is a really smart page.
Yeah,
right. The hay they're sitting on. Yeah, this is. See, you just made it look. It's worth twice as more to me now by saying that. Thank you, Chris. Why haven't I always brought you on during the this part of the show? Let's see. Okay, Mike Perkins. I did this one because I figure I don't pick con sketches too often, but Perkins' work is just awesome in general. This is a magic piece. It says it was done in the 2020s.
That's
so
spooky,
isn't it?
Yeah, her eyes especially. Man, this is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Jason D'Ambrosio should buy this. He loves Magic.
Yeah. Jason, throw your bid in right now, man. Come on. Perky, says Rick Welch. You should. Yeah, you noticed, huh? All right. Sell it, Snork, says Marcus. Yeah, Jason's asking for Chuck. Come on. But here you go, Jason. You should put a bid on that one. It's phenomenal. It's what's the size on let's see if I can tell you what size it is. 8 by 12 ish. But yeah, great piece. Perkins, he's on a roll. I mean, yeah, shoot, I probably shouldn't have shown this one. I should have put a bid on it. It's only at $76 right now. Oh, Jason said he only bids on Wednesday. All right. Well, you can follow it, or however they do it on Heritage. Track it, right? I think that's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a Nick Barucci special. It's a John Byrne Namor page from issue 5. You get Reed in it as well, but this is freaking great.
Reed's there embarrassing himself, acting like a raft.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I didn't even notice that, but you're absolutely right. And this is on the duo shade board, so you get that added benefit of a little bit of extra style, different style from Byrne on this. I think he did the Namor and She-Hulk, and at least much of those books were done with the duo shade board. So this, when you get it, if you were to own it, you'd be thrilled to have something as neat as this in your collection. I'm not trying to sell it. I've just seen pages like this, and I think they look really cool.
Yeah, they pop.
Yeah, exactly. And again, just to see, because you look at that. They're using an emulsion and a brush to pull these the tones out. It's cool. And it's funny, you think about, like, why did Byrne switch to doing this during this period? He wasn't doing it during Fantastic Four. But hey, look, he does the whole water splash just in that. So again, these are, I think this stuff is cool. I'd own it just because as a thing, the technique that goes into making these pieces work. So again, 150.
He probably wanted to stretch.
Yeah, why not, right? Because this is kind of like at the end of the era of duo shade. So you're right. Yeah. Maybe he was. He's like, I'm going to prove to everybody I can do this too. Right. Last but not least, Bill Reinhold Punisher page. Who was the inker on this? Oh, Mark Farmer. So just a nice overall page. Yeah, isn't it good? When I was going through stuff, this one kind of stood out to me. I like Reinhold's work a lot. But I love this thin panel where he's just giving the boot kick to the gut. I thought that was great. And then with the chopper at the bottom, breaks the panel. This
is very viable. What's this at?
It's $2 right now. $2.
A nice price.
Exactly. It's a page like this that it could go for $250 or something. You never know. It could go under the radar, but it's a gorgeous piece. And I like Bill Reinhold stuff a lot. I follow his eBay auctions that he does weekly, or pretty much. I think they're mostly weekly. But anyways, yeah, good piece. So there you have it. And Alberto said we should start doing recaps on the Hembeck auctions on eBay. We could, at the rate you guys are driving up the prices on Hembeck art.
Yeah.
I can tell you, we're still trying to get Hembeck on. It's if we do it, I won't give you any details, but I've been working with Jim McLaughlin's got some of the artist guests coming on. He's been talking with Fred, and Fred's got some ideas. If we do it, the first show would probably be more of a test, because he's having a lot of fun with eBay right now. And he wants to actually see it work in a live format. So when we do get to do it, I think we might only have 5 or 8 pieces, and we'll probably auction them too.
I think he'll be pleasantly surprised.
That's what I told him. I said, I guarantee. I told Jim, I'm like, you don't understand that. I'm in that Facebook group. That Facebook group is comprised of the people who are very active in our chat and buying artwork. I'm like, Fred's going to have one of the best times of his life. Because it's one thing to sell stuff on eBay and send people nice things like he does, and pack them in funny ways and all that. But to actually be able to engage with people in the chat and whatnot, and I'm sure we can make it fun. We should bring somebody on camera during the show. The fan club representative probably should be Jeff Wedding, of course.
Probably Jeff Wedding. Yeah, rightfully so.
Exactly, but that would, and do it as a surprise. I think that would be fun. I mean, I imagine that maybe they've probably emailed a few times, but having met each other and getting to hang out, it'll be a good show for Fred. It'll make him want to come back. So plan on that. Just can't tell you when. Hope it could be in the next month or two. Jeff Wedding, what did I do? Nothing. You're Hebmec's #1 fan. All right, so now EXP preview now. What do we got? We know Nick Perucci's having dinner tonight. If you haven't clicked that thumbs up, if Nick was here, he'd be telling you to click the thumbs up. I have no idea where we're at.
He actually mucked in, said thumbs up, I'm at dinner. And then I encourage everybody to go follow Nick on Instagram because he'll show you what he ate. And it's normally exorbitant.
Well, he enjoys a good meal. I mean, I went out to dinner with him at Baltimore last year, and he ate well, and he took care of everybody at the table. So, all right, let's see. EXP. You know that EXP is tomorrow night, 7:00. It's on every Friday. See it on YouTube. You can see it on Facebook. See it on Twitch if you're one of those Twitch people. Can't see it on Instagram yet, but maybe one day. But 7 p.m. to 8:15 every single week. And here's the preview for tomorrow's show with Nick.
Everybody, real quick, please hit that thumbs up. Amy told me to make this quick. This Friday, she's giving me that look. This Friday, September 1st, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. The Original Art Experience. It's going to be another cool show. We're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to have some art for sale. I got some requests, and I'll go through the requests, and we'll talk about them. All right, so I showed Walt Simonson Avengers Blue Line pages last week, and had a few people asking me if I can bring some on the air. This one has the Trinity, Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, and more. Oh my, Hawkeye, Spider-Woman. And then this is the page after with Spider-Woman talking to, God, I can't remember the Hydra woman's name. I'm an idiot. Then with Harrison Ford playing General Thunderbolt Ross, I thought a little bit of Red Hulk might be in line. Then we have 3 pages of art from the early 80s that were cool. Well, this one's cool because you've got Clark Kent in Power Pack, but this was extremely controversial at the time. Because, well, you got a little bit of bullying and a kid pulling out a gun on one of the Power Pack kids. We are going to donate a portion of these sales to a charity. We got to figure it out, but we will. Avengers, check it out. This recreation by Doug Hazelwood after Jack Kirby and Chick Stone. We may have this Flash 139 recreation, but we'll definitely have this Green Lantern number 40 recreation leading into Crisis on Infinite Earths. We'll have a little bit of Avengers Academy. We'll have Earth 2 Annual by Robson Roca and Scott Hanna. We are going to bring this Action Comics 543 cover that sold for $7,500. It was in a trade, and I'm going to sell it for less than that. So we will have that on Friday. Green Lantern by Fernando Pasaran and Cam Smith. I was asked for Joe Staten Huntress. I'm bringing Joe Staten Huntress. And we will try and put the art up for sale that did not make it last week. Let's see if I can do the double page spreads real quick. Check it out. Whew. Look at that. I'm quick. Okay, the tape behind this one is ripping, but it's a double page spread still. Check it out. I may not be going fast enough for Amy, but I'm trying my best. Definitely should show that last. And I think I'm going to have a few more surprises. So hopefully we'll get through everything because it is going to be Labor Day weekend. But this Friday, September 1st, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And I tell you what, if everybody hits up their social media, shares the show, everything, and we get 100 people in the room, I'll give away 5 additional pieces of art. Plus, I'll have some surprise pieces as well. So, see you Friday at 7. Hit that thumbs up and share. Sharing is caring. Look forward to being seen then. Take care, everybody.
I always enjoy the background music to the EXP preview every week. So there you have it. Tomorrow at 7. Nick is trying. He wants to get 100 people in there live. I mean, it is not easy to do, but if where there's a will, there's a way. You can always, I don't know. I can never tell. We get 100 people here every once in a while, and the nights where it's 65 like we are now, and sometimes it's tough. 100 people are tough. But
people probably thought Chuck Arnold was going to be on tonight, so they're like,
you're probably right. I've seen his book collection before. I was actually I don't buy books too often, but I got a Bud Plant email today, and what was on there? It was Corbin's Den. It was I don't remember how many issues it collected, but I'm going to probably buy it because it looks like it just was re-released, and they're going to do a book 2 out in December. So I might go ahead and order that, and because I've always loved that stuff, and it's been a long time since I read it, and I don't even remember, and they were cheap too. I mean, they were like $35. So hey, it'll be worth it.
Yeah.
Those Corbin fans out there, I know we have many. Hard to beat Chris's foldable table. Yes, indeed. All right. Well, you know what? We can just move right along into the CAF update. I don't have my son was traveling. He was here, and he actually flew home today, so I didn't get to have him help me out with anything on the CAF update. So I really don't have a whole lot to say about it. But I could talk a bit. Dealer update. Dealers, remember you missed it last week. The dealers, $118,000.
I saw it. I watched it after the fact because I wanted to see how you guys did.
And that was like 75,000 of that was Felix commissions.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the heck the dealers were doing that week, but at least this week they're back to normal. $281,000 in sales. Albert had 93,000 of that. Felix 68. Panel Page 46. Ramita Van 28. Anthony 22. Will had 11. The top items, I guess I could show the top items, but they were okay. Screw it, I won't show them. I'll just tell you what they were. The top selling item was a Jack Kirby FF page from issue 31. It was page 10, sold for the asking price of $28,000. Now I bet everybody wants to know what page that was, right? All right, here I'll go ahead and do this. I'll share this other screen. I just have to. I wish it would let me share like 4 or 5 screens at one time. I can only do one at a time, so I have to keep switching back and forth. But it'll be worth it. We'll take a look at this $28,000 page right here. So issue 31, page 12.
Chick Stone.
I don't get Chick Stone in the write up. It looks like Chick Stone ink, so definitely. Yeah. But you get the thing in there. Mm-hmm. Not too bad. Upside down. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Not too shabby.
No, I like it. Glenn put up a smoking FF page today.
I saw that. He was like holding back, it seemed like, for a few weeks. Maybe he was taking it easy, but he's had a couple updates in the last 7 days, and some good stuff. I think a lot of it's at least got inquiries on it, and probably a bunch of it moved too. Kazra says on the Jose stuff, his coloring on Den is incredible. Yeah, I mean, as much as you love Corbin's art, the coloring in Den was mind-blowing. I mean, it was just so psychedelic that I don't know if you could ever do anybody ever do anything like that. But the book, I don't know. I think it's Dark Horse that maybe put this Den book together. I hate to keep going back to it, but they talked about putting in a lot of extra art, stuff from Jose that had never seen print before too. So again, it sounds like a really great book for $35. I mean, I'm gonna pick it up. Maybe I'll have it for next week. I can thumb through it for everybody. So there you go. Jack Kirby, $28,000 on that one. Next up was a piece sold by Mike. This was Ramita Senior. We saw this piece. He sold this one for $20,000. This was that, and this was a recreation, right? Yes, by Ramita Senior. Went for $20K as far as the asking price goes. Now that could be partial trade. Maybe went for less. We don't record the final final sale on our side. I just know what the price was at when it was removed from CAF's for sale database. So I don't.
Do we know the owner, and is it Anchor?
I don't know, but if it turns up on CAF, we will know. Let's see. Next up, a Nightwing issue 100 cover. This is, of course, by Jim Lee. Scott Williams, sold for $18,000 on Albert's site. I'm sure that's the right price, because we know Albert does not do discounts for anybody. Next up, another Albert Moy sale. This was the cover to Defenders 117 by Perlin and Abel. It's a pretty nice cover.
That's a beauty.
Yeah, I like the composition on that. Isn't that kind of cool? I mean, the way he's got the figures there. I mean, that's pretty smart. I like that. Say what you will about Don Perlin, but that's not a bad cover at all. And it has like a Magnolia vibe to it in a little weird way. I like it. Next up, for the Frank Brenner piece, we got a Doctor Strange page. These are in high demand. This was sold by Albert for $15,000. Oh my gosh, Neil Adams inks on this one.
Wow.
From issue 12. Holy moly! I had no idea that Brenner and Adams had ever worked together.
That's amazing.
I love this.
And pretty much everything you'd want from a Bruner page, really.
Yeah. Dang. No, that is spectacular. I mean, not to look at her breast, but I love the way he's like done that in the panel there, cut off the her costume around the corner. That's just really, really nice. Wow. Dang. Nice one. And last but not least, a Neil Adams Conan page sold by Albert. So this could be Adams and some crusty Bunkers, maybe, with Adams doing the characters and faces at least, and Bunkers doing the inks in the back. This one sold for $10,000. It's from issue 37. So, hey, not bad. No wonder Albert did so well.
It's a beauty.
$93,000, just $6,300 short of $100,000. Albert, you can do better, my friend. Come on.
The script for that Conan page, though, damn.
I know.
Packing it in.
Yes, they did. All right, now we can switch. Well, what do I got next? Okay, the auction results. Auction results completely normal, $312,000. Last week it was $473,000, but there was the Vargas auction that kind of spiked everything up by $100,000. So $312,000, I guess, could be a little on the low side, but it was okay. I'm not going to show these images, or should I? I probably should, just because now I'm curious. We had wait a minute, I didn't even do them. Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to show them. I can tell you what they were. John Romita Sr. Spidey Super Stories back cover sold for $13,000. There was a Brian Lee O'Malley Scott Pilgrim Final Hours, like the death of Scott Pilgrim, sold, and this was a legit $9,999. So it had Pilgrim in a coffin. Then there was a Stephen Hughes Purgatory Lady Death. It was a DPS that was listed at $5,000 but sold for $2,300. And then over on Heritage, that Hellboy piece that I featured last week was number one seller, went for $7,200. Wallywood Vampirella that I featured went for $6,600. And then one that I didn't feature, the Sergio Aragones Mad Magazine, Mad Look at the Movie Cinema, sold for $5,040. That's why I say that and that was basically just a DPS, right? So, and they usually sell for $5,000. I don't know, Sergio just gave us 2 DPSs for this auction and started it at $1,500. A very good starting price. And we already know Mikhail put a bid on it, but again, it's
a fan.
Yeah, it is definitely got some value to it. So there you have it. That is our that's it. I don't need to talk about any more of that. All right, moving right along. Now we can talk about our picks, Chris. Let me get your set up and on here, and we can get into it.
That might be rusty.
All right. Yeah, you've been off more than on lately, huh? So
yeah,
let's see what you got. We got a Lesniewski piece here. Let me get my like on this one. Whose calf gallery are we in?
George.
Oh, George, of course.
Yeah. So I love the fact that George posts, kind of behind the scenes or process pieces quite a bit. I'm also a huge fan of hand lettering. My background is in design, and I come from like the time when we still had to do hand lettering. Like we had to do hand logos and hand type and all that kind of stuff. So this kind of stuff like hits home for me, which is really cool. What I really like about it, I think more than anything though, is the fact that like this looks like Matt Lesniewski lettered this, right? Like this looks like how he draws. And so it's just got all that extra added character in spite of the fact that it's, just letters.
Yeah, no, I thought it was cool. I mean, I don't think we've featured anything like this before, Chris. I know you're stretching here. This is a good one. I love Matt's stuff. I mean, his he's got such a unique style when he's drawing figures. I mean, he's cool. I love what he does. So it's nice to see it carry over into something like this. Fonts, says Marcus. Yes, exactly. And Rick Welch is correcting me. He said that the Conan is all Adams. Okay, I'll go back and look at it. I always thought that in most of those cases he didn't do everything, but hey, I am not an expert. So Troy mentions we enjoyed trying to do 3D letters back in the 70s. Good to see. Yeah, exactly. Next up, and this one I'm going to let you work on the name for me here.
Oh, that's Anand Radhakrishnan.
Radhakrishnan.
Yep.
Anand. Okay. Hoarder's Hide Calf Gallery. Oh my goodness, look at this thing.
Yeah. So obviously the thing about, I mean, this is just packed. It's packed, like basically edge to edge. But look at that inset panel.
Wow.
Like that's the shock, the horror on that face. And then like if you pull back out, and then look what the character is looking at. It's like the perfect expression. So I love all the noodly, like insane detail in this piece. And like, you can certainly get lost in it, but striking up that flare and then look at the storytelling, strikes up the flare, sees this morass of whatever that is. And then you get the reaction shot. Like this is just perfect.
Yeah, no, it's really well done. I love how tightly rendered these two panels are, and everything else is so loose
and almost completely stylistically different. The inset panels versus the.
Oh, they are, yeah. And I'm curious how it was colored. I mean, is it lit by the torch, and so it was all kind of a muted color that they used, or but and maybe that's why the style, right? But who knows? But it's really, I like it. Have we ever featured anything by Anand before?
I think I have before, although I'm not positive when, and it might have actually been from this same series.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of curious myself now. Let's see. There's 30 pieces on calf.
I think one of Cam's artists, if I'm not mistaken.
Huh.
So this might be Inky Knuckles. I think this is Inky Knuckles.
I'm going to go through this after the show. I'm curious. No, I like the style a lot.
If you look at the Marcus, it might have been blue and green, yeah. And actually, Mikhail might have featured a piece from that as well, because I know he actually owns some of that.
Okay.
And if you want to talk about somebody who can like run the gamut of like graphic styles and like different techniques and whatever, Anand has got that in spades.
Yeah. Wow. I love it. Absolutely love it. I'm going to. So was it confirmed that Cam?
I'm almost positive.
Okay, makes sense. And yeah, like Matt just said in the chat too, incredible. And that inset panel really sells the larger work. Yeah, it does. It really is nice. I'm impressed. I didn't see this piece. I don't know how I didn't see it.
It's an eye-catching thumbnail for sure because of that mass.
Look, Jason he's so critical.
I wish I did. I did.
Exactly, right? I know. I wish it worked like that too, man. It does not.
Whatever I can get.
I don't. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Oh, wrong tab. There we go. I love this one. Silvestri, Dan Green. I mean, obviously, I don't know if you were here the week when Dan Green passed, but obviously, losing him was a blow. But so I mean, because he was such a mainstay on Silvestri, right? I mean, and a few other pencilers too, but I always associate him most with Silvestri. I love this page. I want to see when I saw this, and again, I missed it. I only saw it when you featured it, but I'm curious how they printed it when he is so far off the top of that first panel. Yeah. What did they do? I mean, I can't even imagine. Did they include a No, they didn't. So I mean, I want to go back to like, you know, read it online or something and see where did they crop it, because they had to do something.
So I picked this. I mean, I picked this because of Dan Green, if I'm being honest, because
Good.
this pairing. I mean, my God, like name a better duo. I'll wait. But what Dan Green is able to do on top of Silvestri's pencils really is what makes this page, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I love this page. Yeah, this is it's from Wolverine 34. I love it. I mean, you know, even the way he's, you know, they're not using any panels here in these last two, and they're letting the forest kind of frame it. I mean, there's nothing at the bottom. Yeah, I'm really. The more I'm looking at it, I really do want to see how this damn thing was printed, because
I also wonder about the colors too, because back then, like especially in Wolverine, they were using like a lot of like sort of muted like green and purple and like dark red to do the lighting and things like that. It was just kind of the era, and it was also really the tone of the book.
Yeah.
But man, this is black and white. This is an absolute stunner.
It is. Yeah, and I mean the Wolverine, everything about it. Yeah, shoot, this is a great page.
And now that I look at it, look how it's weighted. Wolverine is on the basically mid right or right of the entire page, and then all the story is kind of like playing out, like happening to him from the left.
Right. Huh. That is very interesting. No, man, you're right. Gosh. I mean, everything. Yeah, this is really a very interesting piece of art. Now, let's see. Oh, George picked this thing up. Wow. Well, George has a great collection, so he has a very good eye. Wow. Very fortunate day. Yeah, I mean, it's like you kind of scratch your head sometimes for pieces turn up, right? It's like I don't remember seeing that anywhere. How did George get that? Why wasn't I in line for that piece? Next up, Mark Chiarello, and this is in Lance Suarez. I picked a piece from Lance too, by the way. So Lance gets in here twice tonight. You can let him know, Marcus. But Mark Chiarello, who also I think has a pretty decent art collection, if I'm not mistaken. Good artist as well. So yeah, this is an interesting piece to pick.
So we see so little from Chiarello that I feel like
Chiarello.
I think that's how you say it.
Okay. I'll roll with yours.
I think it's like Bianchi, right?
Right.
But the brushwork on this is really, you could almost call it haphazard without it absolutely being in any way haphazard. But like the way that he blots, where he makes big strokes, where he does washes, things like that, like it's so effective. But at the same time, it's kind of wild and it's a little bit choppy in places, which lets you know that like you're looking at a piece of graphic art, right? Like this is as well designed as it is illustrated, and I think that shows too. But then the fact of the matter is this winds up being a really good likeness. Like it looks like Elsa Lanchester. I mean, obviously the hair, you know immediately what you're looking at and who you're looking at, but the fact that he is able to dial in the likeness like that while still making this really graphic, really expressive, and really like, even though it's a lot of like dark blue and like, you know, charcoal and like things like that, it's really expressive and it's really lively.
No, it is. I really like it a lot. It stands out. I mean, I like. I'm gonna have to do it. Chiarello or Chiarello. Bianchi. No, Chiarello, right?
I'd like to ask him in person because I want to meet him someday.
Well,
I have a Chiarello on the wall right there. He's honestly one of my favorite artists.
Which one?
You can't see it. Hold on.
No.
Right there, I've got a Vigilante like cover tribute / recreation that I commissioned him to do a few years ago.
Cool. And how did you commission it?
Instagram, and I don't think he's ever done another one. So I got lucky, basically. Must have hit him at the right time. He did. And more importantly, he did a Vigilante book, did covers on a Vigilante book with Tony Salmons and James Robinson.
Well, great pick. I don't, we don't feature him enough.
There's not enough of it out there.
Well, how much is on calf? I'm just curious now. No, you're right. There's only 61 pieces. So,
And one of them's mine.
And one of them is yours. Cool. All right. Let's see what's next here. Oh, phew, this Finch piece is just crazy. Now, whose cap gallery is this? Oh, Ryan Drobot. All right. Look at this thing. Oh my goodness.
I don't think of him as a painter, but I mean, that's changing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny how his style just shows through in this piece too, right? I mean, because you can picture this in black and white if Finch was going to do it. And it's crazy to see it in color and just, wow. I mean, he's got some really mad chops here that I would never have guessed he could do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think he's still kind of learning. So Lord knows what he's even capable of at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chuck makes a good comment. I like the fact that it's Finch doing Grandpa's Batman design, his new Batman design for that Gargoyle of Gotham book.
Yeah. I highlighted Jason's comment. I didn't mean to. What is he? Cripsters and okay, yeah. All right, but no, I agree. I mean, this thing is it's incredible.
I also love the POV. I mean, you feel like you're on the ass end of the ass kicking.
You do feel like it, don't you? I never even thought about that. You're right. They've got that perspective down really well. That's awesome. And this is a photograph too. It's not a scan. Not a scan.
It looks great.
Yeah. No. Wow. What's the other image? Oh, it's something blurry. Something from the comic. Probably it was published. Yeah. I like the art better. What was the size on this? Did it mention it? No. Well, anyway, that's pretty awesome.
I bet it's a Whopper, if I had to guess.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Jason's having a lot of fun in the chat tonight. He really is.
It's like he's on meth.
I know. I was going to say he was on Zevia, but meth is probably comparable. All right. Now we've got a Chris Somney piece, Nick Fury and Valentina. I mean, who doesn't like Chris's stuff? I mean, look at the perspective on this thing. It's gosh, I mean, you look at it, it's kind of impressive the way he's done that, done the perspective on it. I mean, it's
almost Escher-ish.
It is, and a really wow. I mean, this is nice, and the way he's kind of tied her leg into the railing there. Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty cool piece, man. This is nice.
She's also like not in a bad way. She's almost like floating a little bit because she's so open and Fury's so dark by comparison. And then when you look at her pose, like she's very like light in the image, light on the page. Danny's is right. I think she's stepping down, Rich. Her toe is planted. It looks like she's supposed to be stepping down. But to me, it kind of adds to like I said, the lightness of the figure a little bit. And Somney, for me, like the strength of pretty much everything he does. Obviously, contrast is a huge thing with him, but his compositions, I think, are just genius.
Yeah, no, I agree. This is really, really, really nice. Matt says really nailed the fore lengthening. And Rick Welch, of course, says float like a butterfly. Yep, absolutely. And no, this is great. And I guess Jason says he's got something coming from Somney soon. Cool. Well, maybe it might get featured, Jason, if you behave yourself in the chat.
Could be. I like Somney almost as much as I like Mignola.
All right. We got a Norm Brayfogle, Kevin Nolan inked piece.
Yes. That's why I picked it. I'm not aware. I'm sure they're out there. I was not aware that Kevin Nolan had ever inked Norm Brayfogle, so I picked this piece on that alone. And like you look for the Nolanisms and they're there, but they're there in the background. Like the figures, like the Darkseid statue and Anarchy, the figure of Anarchy, are very, in my mind, pretty straight up and down Brayfogle. But then there's Nolanisms that creep in the background. So I thought that was kind of cool. And I also, I think there's a note on the piece that says something about Kirby. And, obviously because Darkseid's on the page, but I don't see any Kirby here, but I thought that was kind of a cool little behind the scenes thing.
Yeah, no, it's slick. Funny thing, I was going to say the same thing. It doesn't have the Nolan vibe on the characters because you look at the figures and you're thinking, you always look to the hands and the way he draws a face, or
a little bit in the fabric, but that's also Brayfogle-ish too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, see, we're all seeing it. The Nolan is very subdued, says
Oh,
Rich.
Rich, that's the other thing I was going to say. If you scroll up, why is that there? But I love it.
Yeah, no, it's nice.
I think flourish is a great word for it, right? Because it's kind of like it doesn't need to be there, but it adds a lot. And I have to imagine when they did the logo treatment, a lot of that got buried, but still really cool. Just a nice touch, and probably makes this stand on its own as a good looking piece of art on the wall. Oh, there it is. Inks Kirby-esque. So some a-hole was giving Kevin Nolan notes on how to ink something.
Can you imagine? Is that all? Let me see that. Yeah, that's all it says. I can't believe. Well, it looks like there's something else there, but it's just cut off of the scan. I wish I could read that. You're right. I mean, maybe that made Kevin, think twice about what, Well, let's just. Anyway, very interesting piece. You're absolutely right. I love Kevin's stuff, but I feel sometimes his artistic style over when he's inking somebody overshadows them. It does, and you just don't see that here. Yeah. Oh no. Okay. I'm not saying that in a bad way. Jason says Nolan spilled the ink jar. Okay,
saved
it. Jason needs to get back on here and make some picks himself one day. Anyway, good pick on that one. That's pretty cool. For all the right reasons to feature it too. Then we got an Andy Kubert X-Men 25 page. Oh, is that the thing?
It is, which is the only reason I picked this, because I do not like Andy Kubert.
Okay, so why do you like Andy Kubert drawing the thing?
I don't. I just like the thing.
Oh man!
He's smoking his cigar. He's getting out of the tub. He's pissed. It had a lot of things going for it.
Let's see. You just
the artist is not one of them, nor is the art.
Oh man, that's rough.
Sorry. As much as I like Adam, as much as I dislike Andy.
Well, I do like Adam's work better than Andy's as well. I would not say that I dislike Andy's work. They're just different.
Nice expression on Reed, I guess. And this is also, I think, from an X book, so I guess it checks a box for Jason.
Hey, he said something wet about both of us tonight.
Yeah, nailed it in one, Marcus.
Oh, brother. Anyway, well, I guess we don't have a lot to say about this one. I mean, nope. I figured you were picking it because of the thing as well, but I thought you might have something nice to say about Andy. But you didn't.
I like that he was smoking in the tub.
Smoking in the tub. Oh man, because I actually, that is a different rendering of the thing. That's for sure, right? I mean, that's it's not atypical, right? It's kind of lumpy. A lot more small rocks in there. I don't think I like thing with the bigger rocks give them a little bit more substance.
Yeah, you gotta have some mass.
Yeah, and is it all?
Area.
Doesn't list the inker on this one. No. Okay, Ben's bubble bath. Okay, it's forever known as Ben's bubble bath piece. Gosh, what is that? What is that nose on the thing?
Yeah,
it's different. Okay, everybody's picking this one.
Why I picked it. I told you why I didn't pick it.
Moving right along. Let's see what we got next. Mobius, Jean Girard, and this is just a landscape piece. Is it published?
Pre-work. It looks like it's pre-work for Airtight Garage, maybe.
Okay,
but nice. I'll always pick Mobius. I mean, it's just really always striking to me. This is simple, but it's elegant, and then it's busy in places. And, I don't know. It's just to have just a bunch of theoretical buildings or, science fiction buildings, and to have it come out and look like this and just be so austere and yet so visually interesting to me is kind of what he's all about as an artist. And that's why I like him so much.
Agreed. Now, whose calf is this? Giovanni Di Ito. I don't know, but wow, 10-year member of CAF, and Yeah.
I love he did a lot of nice additional images too. Like he goes in close on some things where there's like, really intricate detail.
Oh shoot, I wouldn't have even known.
Ha,
That's funny. I did not even see the figures when I was
little floating figures. Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, now let's go back and look at it. Look at that. All right. Oh, and this is for reference. This piece sold for a lot of money. This was in that Heritage International auction about a year ago. I think that didn't it go for like 250,000 or something like that?
So it's little too. Look at it.
Yeah.
Wow. That makes it even cooler.
It does. Yeah, I want to go back to that now. Oh, I see. I would never have noticed the figures in there.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, cool. That's very, very nice. There's certainly not enough of Mobius Jean Girard artwork on CAF. And a joke about the last piece, Pop Sequentialism said, mineral bath. Now, like it or not. Yeah, of course, for the thing. I mean, what else would he be doing?
Yeah. He ashes in the water too. He does.
I don't think it mentioned it. Well, let's see. Did it say in there? No, it does not list the dimensions on the piece, but definitely it's a smaller piece. Matt. When it comes to the thing, Chris is biased.
I'm right. I don't hide my biases.
All right, so this was in Roger Clark's CAF Gallery, a David Wright, Carol Day single panel, and I think didn't he post a few pieces by from Carol Day this week? But anyways, we know he's a big fan. This is a beautiful piece.
I think this is so gorgeous, like just unto itself. He's achieving so much with literally just hatching. I mean, there's hatching and cross hatching on this, and like there's some, obviously some brushwork as well on the figures and the hair and things like that. But it's just what a beautiful face. Like this, like exchange between the two characters is just so perfectly captured. And to say nothing of the fact that look at the single panel composition, like how he's, so effectively blocked in. I'm assuming that's Carol. I know nothing about this content, unfortunately, but the way he's blocked in Carol and like made her face the focus, this is just like solid strip cartooning.
Yeah, no, indeed. It's a big, you get the triangle shape in there, but yeah, everybody's saying it's for sale. Is it for sale? It is for sale.
Oh, sorry. Didn't know that.
It's okay. Hey, I mean, how have we ever really featured anything from Carol Day before?
Oh, that was rusty.
But hey, it is a good ad. It's a nice ad. We're not getting anything for doing this though, Marcus. But no, it's good to dive into it like this. I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, this thing is gorgeous. The way he's just with the cross hatching and the line work, he's just pulling all the deep, her eyes out of the just simple line work. I love it. I mean, and I love what he's done here on the contour of the guy's face with all of that. I mean, why go through that much trouble to but damn, I mean, it's amazing. And even just the way he's handled the backgrounds, just I mean, whatever the heck it's gorgeous.
Not much.
And it is for sale, everybody. $22,760 from Roger Clark. And maybe that's what it was. I think Roger still uses the Comic RL mailing list. I think that's where I saw that he had posted a couple other pieces for sale too. So there you have it.
I loved it, and I've never talked about David Wright or Carol Day or so sorry that it's for sale. I didn't it wasn't intentional.
I think Jason's trying to make a new game. If you pick a piece of art that's for sale on the CAF update, you have to buy it. Yes, okay, Jason. Yeah, we'll remember that.
I'm on it
when you're on the hot seat. All right. Well, good selection there, Chris. Thank you. Let's see here. Let me get my picks queued up. Another window here. We'll get through this. We're making good time. We're going to be done. But wow, not record time, but we're not going to midnight tonight. Let's see here. Gosh, tab. There we go.
Oh man.
I know. I love this thing, and it's me. Apparently, Marcus says, "Why was I on the thing this morning?" So or this evening. So there you have it. That's I mean, come on. I had to pick this. I always like picking a color piece for the show image, but I mean, my goodness, this thing is so well done. And this is Bill Johnson's CAF Gallery, of course. He collects nothing but top shelf artwork, and here's another one. I mean,
that does look like you, Bill.
It is starting to look more and more like me. I do have a jean jacket. Yeah, I could probably. We could do.
What you should do is for dueling dealers.
I was just gonna say we could do like an
Berkey can be Hulk.
I'll tell you one thing that I've told the guys I've always wanted to do was just a set of memes that were cover homages. You know, we get Anthony as the Thing.
Yeah.
You know, in some of the roles that we've done. You know, Mike as Batman, as the Hulk. This would be a perfect one, right? I mean, because it would just be stupid fun, you know, to pick out some. We could, you know, we could literally do Giant Size X-Men, you know, #1 if I could get a Cyclops visor. So yes, it will happen one day. I mean, I keep threatening him with it, and then we never do it. But yeah, I just, you know, again, I just think that you know, Klein just does some damn good stuff. I mean, look at that! Holy mackerel! This is it's stunning. It's gorgeous. How could I not pick this piece?
Just the layered colors and like the complementary, you know, stuff that he did in the background to like pop up the greens, and then he's repeating the, you know, the yellows from the background in the Hulk figure. I mean, he's a master.
Jason says we should do a Hulk transformation from me to Berkey.
Yeah.
I actually love that. I think we will have.
That's what we're looking at right here.
It is what we're looking at. Exactly. You know, yeah, I love that idea, Jason. We are going to make that happen. I'm making a note right now. Bill to Berkey Hulk. That's going to be
jean jacket out.
I will. I definitely will. But do I have to, like, you know, cry like a monster in my transformation and everything? We'll figure it out. At any rate,
take artistic license.
I will definitely do that. Especially since the 10 pounds, you know, Coke drop. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm gonna I saw, you know, I went to Zevia's website. I am gonna email them and give them my story. Because they actually have a press email. I'm gonna give them my story, and I'm gonna ask them to send me some freebies. And I hope to have some giveaways in the near future. Because I mean, come on, how can they turn me down? I mean, this would be great PR for them to have that. So, and as everybody heard, I don't think I told everybody. You know, Kevin Smith is doing that art auction at the end of September, right? With that Bodnars, whom I'd never heard of. Well, I emailed per Colin. Colin said, he's like, try emailing him here, try emailing him there. So I emailed the Smodcast website, and then I waited a day, and then I was like, screw it, I'm going to email Bodnars, because, you know, if anybody's going to want, you know, Kevin to come on camera, it's the guy selling his artwork, right? So sure enough, you know, it was, when was it? It was sometime yesterday. I got a call from, I'm trying to go through because I forgot his name already. Son of a gun. Now it's not my list here. Darn it.
Well, I would think Barucci would know him, right?
Barucci does, but I didn't want to go through. I figured I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make this work on my own. With Colin's help. Son of a gun. I can't find his name. But anyway, it's his manager, one of his guys who manages the podcast. Michael Zapsik. You know him if you've seen him. He's one of the managers at the store too. So he gave me a call yesterday, and he was like, you know, Kevin's on a film shoot right now, so we haven't been able to talk to him about it, but you know, we're definitely interested in, you know, maybe getting him on for a couple minutes. Worst case scenario, maybe he'll record something special just for you and the channel. But I'll do my best to get him on. And I said, if we get him on, I'm going to have Dave Mandel on with me, and because I know Kevin and David are good friends, and when I had Mandel on, I told him my dream would be to have, you know, my dream interview was Mandel and Kevin Smith, you know, and a dual interview with me. And Mandel said it'll never happen. So I told Zapsik that, and he's like, well, Kevin really likes Dave. He goes, and he even said something like, tell Mandel that I'm ticked off that he got a gift from Ming and he didn't get one for me. And so I did. I emailed Mandel, and Mandel's like, if I can do it, I'll be there. So hopefully we've got something cool. You know, it'll be a short 5 or 10 minute thing, but before the end of the month, it would be pretty awesome. I mean, come on. I mean, Bodnar should be advertising on CAF at the very least, you know, to promote this thing. I'd be doing this for free. If I could get my airtime with Kevin Smith, that would be worth it.
Well worth it, yeah.
Absolutely. All right, so moving right along, since I segued a lot there. Love this piece, and love everything in Bill's CAF gallery. Next up, this is a Sanya Anwar piece, and whose Kafka is this? Oh, Michael McIsaac, of course. But I like Sanya's artwork a whole bunch. I think it's definitely evolved and improved in a lot of different ways from when I first saw her work maybe like 5 years ago. I think she just keeps getting better and better. And I just felt like this is a really nice, delicate piece. There's a lot of light line work in here, heavy where it's needed, but she's not too worried about all the details, but she just does the figure all the justice it needs, and puts just enough detail in this thing to make it work. I mean,
it's nice and bright. It's open. I mean, it suits the character, right? This this like to me looks like it should be like packaging art, like on a Dazzler action figure or something.
Yeah. Oh, it's a Comic Art Live Mystery Sketch Gold. I didn't realize it was a mystery sketch. Did you put in?
Cool.
Oh, you did put in the title. Son of a gun. Well, congratulations, Michael. I had no idea. I didn't. I just read Dazzler by Sanya, and I just stopped right there. Well, shoot, this is a great mystery sketch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Disco ball skates are a nice touch too.
Yeah, look at that. I just noticed that disco ball skates. That's fantastic. Dang. And the wristbands too. You're right, Rick Welch. Wow, this is a good one. Well, thank you, Sanya, for doing another bang up job for the mystery sketch. This is great. See, we're just advertising and PRing things all night now, aren't we?
We're backing our way into having a real enterprise here.
As you know, it would be really wonderful to say we were smart and we did all these things on purpose and whatnot. But Bill doesn't look at the site much, just the checks. Thank you, Jason. I'm glad you're an equal opportunity abuser tonight. Congrats,
I'm
Michael.
gonna set up a booth at OAX and just hand out smacks.
All right. Well, listen, if you were paying attention to CAF this week, Joshua Tan dropped, hit after hit after hit. I could have picked 10 Joshua Tan pieces this week, and they would have all been worthy of, showing. But
this one,
this one, I wasn't reading X-Men during this period, but I went back to read it, and I was taken by Joe Mad's artwork, and it's another Dan Green inked piece.
Mm-hmm.
But look at this thing. This thing is just gorgeous. So again, it's back to wow, this could be so darn busy, especially with the villain that's going on and all this stuff. But it always worked. I mean, and they caught your eye on the shelf because I had to buy all these as back issues. But these things were so popular, like 2 or 3 years even after the fact, that these were still they were actually on display on back walls at the comic shop that I was going to in Ohio. So yeah, I mean, this stuff is just great. I mean, it was revolutionary for its time, having that gaming feel to the design that Joe Mad was putting in there. And I think there's a reason it's a no-brainer why everybody was so in love with his work when it was coming out. But the hologram strip on that, was this on this one? I think you might be right. Is that why this is an overlay?
Yeah, I think that's M right there. Monique. Well, I think that was like a hologram image on the cover.
The color on the cover really buried the line work. That's true. I do remember how heavy it was, but Jason loves it. All right, Jason said something nice after all the other things he's been saying.
Well, this is it's Dan Green, right? It's not Tim Townsend, so it's like it is a little more feathery. It's a little finer. It's a little this is not like Dan Green is not like the inker that I would associate with Joe Mad, right? Which here you really see, like, when you're looking at this piece, you see why that color kind of like, muddied this up.
That makes sense.
Because there's a lot of like fine line work on this.
Yeah, no, did he put the color? I think he had a few extra images here. What do we got? Oh yeah, there it is, the published one. Here, what's he got here? Pen pals. Who are his pen pals? Sorry, I did not look at that. I had no idea that we were going to get but who's the guy in the background? That's all I want to know. At any rate, all right, there's that. Oh, here's the colored one. Here we go. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, definitely. I get it, popsicle, but still very nice.
It doesn't fall apart, but it also doesn't hold together.
Yeah, you're right. If it was Townsend Inks, it might have been a little different. But hey, what can you do? But hey, let's just take a quick look at what else Joshua posted, because I remember going, oh, I could have picked that. Oh, I could have picked that. He had a Jim Lee Gen 13 trading card, Bruce Tim Red Sonja.
Yeah, oof.
What was he? Gosh, what? Ryan Otley, the Bagley, the Ron Lim. What else was it? Oh, there was a Boris Vallejo piece. I wanted to pick that, and I was like, you guys looked at enough Boris Vallejo. He had a Frank Thorne Red Sonja cover, Frank Cho back issue cover. Looks like Sheena, Greg Capullo, Angela DPS. I mean, wow. He was just waiting. He just like rolled out a mini museum here in a matter of a day. So. Joshua, congrats, man. These are all home runs. There's a Mark Bagley Spider-Man and Batman piece. Gosh. I even like this. There was a Conan portfolio plate by Buscema that's really nice. So yeah, for those of you who missed these, head on over to Joshua's Calf and you'll be amazed. All right, now this one is in Dave W. Mr. Hulk Collector. This is a Green Lantern, so maybe he has a green theme with his lights and everything. Now, I picked this one because obviously everybody knows I love Willingham's artwork on the Elementals, D&D, and all that kind of stuff. I always have felt like Willingham's art didn't feel like Willingham's art after Elementals. There's all except when I see his work in Green Lantern. I haven't read it. I don't know anything about the stories, but every time I see a piece of his art from his time. As the penciler. Now that is Austin Inks. That might help him out a bit, but this is like the only time post Elementals where I like his art a lot. I mean, there's some other stuff out there, but again, this is the version of him that I like. And just you look at just the line work in her face. I mean, that's like to me classic Willingham pencils and inks going on there. And so just seeing it, I wanted to get it out that that this is like the only work after Elementals that I love from Willingham is this Green Lantern stuff. It makes me want to buy a page or two from it because it's just that good. And I mean, and clearly it's Austin Inks in this one that really helps it out a lot too. Thank you, Josh. I agree. It is a great Willingham piece. And again, other than that, it's just because it's funny, when artists go through periods. Willingham's art just for me was just not the same. I mean, and I do own a couple of pages from a couple different stories, but nothing from Green Lantern. All right, boy, I was talking too much there. It was written by Alan Moore too. There you go. So
that certainly doesn't hurt.
No, it does not. Interesting. All right, so moving right along. Yeah, but again, Dave W. He's got a green theme going on.
Yeah.
Then here we go. We've got a McGinnis Farmer piece. This is I just like the composition on this thing. I love the way he's using this. I don't know anything about the storyline. These Doc Ock thing going on, but you get great McGinnis figure work and line work, and it's inked really well. I love the inset panels, but I just love this. The weightiness of the tentacles pulling you down, and like it just looks like a. I felt like McGinnis
almost like umbrellas the page.
Yeah. I mean, and with the night sky there, these wispy clouds, kind of outlining it. I just thought it's just smart. It's a great.
Is this his inks or is this Morales? Or
it was Farmer's inks.
Oh, okay.
And even just like doing this funny little thing at the bottom, with the silhouettes on the buildings. I don't know. It's cool. I mean, it's a very busy piece of art, but I like it. I mean, I really like this piece. I would buy this.
Is this a 1/3 splash? Is that what we would say?
Yeah, that's tough. I guess we could call it that. And whose calf gallery was this one? Oh, Paul P. I mean, well, there you go. This makes sense to be in Paul's calf. This is nice. This is a really nice piece. And I McGinnis's style and I've just always liked it. I love it's so. He's always got these heavy shadows going on and most of his costume figures, or even when he was doing the Hulk. I just love the heavy line there, then the light lines going in through the that define the muscles and stuff. I love his style. And
and he's such a tight penciler too that, I mean, that like how this was inked. I mean, Mark Farmer didn't have to make a lot of choices. Like he just, kind of executed on what was there.
Yeah, NSN says it's 3/5. Popsequentialism says 2/3. Antoine says half splash. Jason calls it a panel page.
I just wanted to fire up the chat. That's the only reason I said it.
Well, you did that. All right. Well, that's a good one. I mean, do I have anything by McGinnis in my collection? I do think I have. I don't know what I got. I think I have one.
I only have one, but it's a doozy.
Which one? Oh, yeah, you do have that doozy.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you got a good one. All right. So here's my Lance Suarez piece. This was the Loki by Jack Kirby. It's funny when I love these character pieces that Kirby did. I don't know, whether they're at cons, they were commissions, whatever the hell they were.
Yep.
A lot of them don't really hold up for me, but I like this Loki a lot. I mean, this is a rough Loki, but I think it's probably the way Jack probably envisioned him when he was first drawing him, right? And I don't know. I'd have to go maybe look back at the that Avengers issue and then maybe some of the early Journey into Mystery stuff. But I like this a lot, and it's funny because the other I've never seen a Thor sketch of his that I liked. I saw that there was that Odin that was in a Comic Connect auction maybe a year ago. I thought was really good, but I like this piece a lot. And
Me too. Yeah,
I
would
love
say the same about the Thing. I've never seen like a single character piece of the Thing where I was like, oh, that's the one. Like I gotta have that one. They're all kind of middling, and like I really like. And for Kirby, like this is not normal, but like I think the facial expression is so good. Like it's like kind of stern and serious and like not menacing. Loki's a villain and typically like he's like cackling or yelling or like menacing someone or whatever. This is kind of like sedate, which I think is what makes it more interesting.
I completely agree. No, yeah, you're right. He's enjoying his drink at the bar. And what was that? As Marcus said, where was that? Said something about this. That was done for his wife. So that's cool. I mean, you're right. I mean, I didn't see it like that. Where it's not like an overt evil Loki piece.
Yeah.
But, no, I mean, it's great. I this is something I would have bought if I would have seen it because these as far as Kirby art goes, I mean. I guess you could say this kind of stuff is still sort of affordable versus getting a published page, but and I've been looking. I should have bought the Odin piece when it was in Comic Connect because that was awesome. But this
nice.
Piece is gorgeous. So congrats to Lance. He deserves it. Kirby did this for Heroes and Villains, I think, says Kazra. Cool. Well, no matter what, bottom line, it's a great piece, and it's in Lance's A Wonderful Collection. Then I know when did we look at this page? Was this maybe we saw it in a weekly auction or something? I remember talking about this piece. I wanted to bring it up again because it's still damn good. This is.
I remember, Tigra, like.
Yeah, this first panel having everybody in it. You get the Impossible Man as well. I mean, I just and you get the Crazed read on there. I mean, this page. So even though I know I've talked about it with like 4 weeks ago, I just wanted to show it again. It's Synod Inks, Ron Wilson pencils, but man, if you wanted a really good example, from this era, what better page could you?
This is as dialed in as Ron Wilson gets, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
Synod certainly helps.
Definitely. I mean, I would maybe sell a page to get this page because I like it that much. I'm sure I don't know. I could find something, but because this is great. This is just so. I mean, I love the things smacking the table there. Things go flying. This is fantastic. Doggone it! I didn't, and that's not a pun. Anyways, it's from Fantastic Four 179. But anyways, Lee Banaka, great eye. I'm glad it's in your calf because every panel, every one of these damn panels is so dang perfect.
Yeah.
All right, moving right along. I got 3 more pieces to do here. We've got a Jimbo Salgado Venom, and I didn't even read about it. What is it's just a pinup. We know this is in Seamus and Sharon's calf gallery. It's 11 by 17 done this year, but I mean, it's just I love all the cross hatching. I love the way the city's done in the background because the city's not like hyper detailed, right? It's almost like a Klimt drawing in the background.
It's suggestive. Yeah, it's like a suggested cityscape. What I think is so interesting about this is that you don't see a lot of artists decide to like texture Venom. He's always like slick looking, right?
Yep.
Like he looks like an oil spill.
Right.
And yeah, this is a different take. And I think like when you look at the figure against the background, it's a really effective one.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it stands out for a lot of different reasons. And I didn't think about the handling of, the texture in his costume, because you're right. Typically it's like an oil slick, but that's what makes this piece work. Makes it really interesting. I love the design of it. I mean, and I really do love the way the city's handled, because it's edge to edge, and but it's treated as like, really like just kind of a abstract city graphic. I mean, that city can't exist, but he's just layering it in kind of a patchwork feel. I come back to the Klimt reference again. I mean, it feels like that kind of
almost.
Yeah. I mean, it's really a nice piece. So,
this might sound weird, but the figure almost is like Marvel magazine ish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. No, this is a great. The more I'm looking at it, the more I like it. It's very unique, and
very cool.
I love it. Well, congrats, Black Viper of Doran. You picked a goodie on this one. I assume it's a commission, maybe, or you picked it up from him direct. What's here in the photograph? Oh, and he did an alien sketch for you too. Cool. Very nice. Did I get my like on that one? No, there we go. All right, so I got a couple more to go here. Romita Jr. Al Williamson page. You can't kind of go wrong. It's a Daredevil piece, obviously. I just love this as a, when looking at it, I just love the overall page. I love I love this, the graphic quality in here with there's just something about it, and it's the way her hair is drawn, the arrow splitting, you're drawing the bullseye up close in the first panel. There's just something, it's a wonderful design from beginning to end. And I love just seeing their feet here. I mean, the size difference between the two figures. I love, again,
the legs too. Like the legs really illustrate the size difference.
Yeah. I mean, this thing is, again, this is just a pretty damn cool page. I'm impressed. I don't even know who owns this one. What do we got here? Despicable Me. Okay, so I don't know who Despicable Me is. They've been a member of CAF for 18 years, but they have a very good eye for art, at least right now. I don't know.
Antoine, this is definitely Al Williamson.
Oh, yeah. But no, I love this piece. I mean, and it's funny, it has a feel like, well, anyways, I love the design in this piece. I mean, I'll just end it there. Because look, I mean, even like these little, what are these white lines here? It's just, it's pulling these in. So it's a nice piece. Damn it. I'm seeing so much good artwork that I'd love to own myself. It doesn't happen too often.
I got to agree on the design thing. I mean, I'm not always the biggest JR fan. I think Al Williamson is like the guy on him for sure. And that gets a lot of mileage from me here, but you're right. I mean, the way the page is constructed, each individual panel is interesting. Like, this is a really cool overall page.
Yeah. I mean, again, just like that, this is great. All right, I got to move on because I'm seeing that and that Ron Wilson. I'd love to own both of those. Those are just so damn good. Travis Mercer, I'm not familiar with. I hate to say, but Danny Mickey inks on this one. Superman, Son of Kal-El variant cover. I just thought I mean, who doesn't love a good, wall bashing and also just, throwing perspective like that out there. I mean, I just like the piece because, this is the kind of stuff you can do in comics you can't get away with anywhere else in illustration. And you talk about that a lot. And the moment I saw that was like the first thing I thought of. It was like Chris would say, you can only do this kind of art in comics. And so I really felt it was worth a look on here because, again, I'm not familiar with Mercer's work, but I love this. I mean, I think the perspective is wrong, but it's okay. We don't care, and
it's exaggerated.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, anyway, so I just thought this great piece. I mean, I love it. So there you have it.
Very cool. Nice. I mean, nicely rendered, really, I mean, tightly drawn and tightly inked. I mean, Danny Mickey's no slouch, certainly.
Yeah, Mickey's inking on here, makes it all the better. That is true. But and whose Kafka art was this again? Simon K. Simon K's got good stuff. I've been in their calf gallery numerous times. So yeah, so there you have it. There's my 10 picks for the day too.
Bangers.
Yeah, what a night. We did well. There was some good stuff there. Sorry, just reading through it. Good stuff. He always hits the bullseye, Marcus says. There you have it. Okay, so what do you say, Chris? So you're in for next week, I imagine. No, as long as nobody runs into the AT&T tower again.
Whatever happened. I actually was like researching it on the news. I'm like, how can you possibly take out internet and cellular? Like, what did she hit?
Well, it shouldn't be that fragile. That's for sure. I mean, you could see losing one or the other, but losing both, I have to think that AT&T is reevaluating, that facility or that tower or whatever the hell it is, because that's almost impossible.
I had to walk to the gas station to use their Wi-Fi to text you in text shock.
Well, wait a minute. Now, who do you use for internet at the house? Is that
Charter?
So you have Charter, and your cell phone is
AT&T.
AT&T. So they must be sharing something,
piggybacking something,
in that space. Well, I mean, it happens. I can tell you, like the people who host my servers in Cleveland, they do redundant backbones for some of the major telcos. I mean, that's why they have like really great bandwidth there and everything.
Sure.
So you can see it if that building burned to the ground, you'd probably, all of Cleveland could potentially, be down for phone and internet, because that's part of what they do there. I guess we'd be without CAF for a little while too, but
anyway, I'll be here.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you as always, Chris. It was
Thank you.
Good getting to hang out with you tonight. I will see you again soon.
All right, later, guys.
All right. So terrible picks, no Mannix, says Marcus. Well, Marcus, I saw Jason was saying, one day you might want to, join me for some picks, and you could pick all the Mannix you want if you were to join me. The offer would always be open. You know that. We'd love to have you on here sometime, but we love you in the chat too. But you would always have a standing seat at the table if you'd like to hang out sometime and do a set of picks, because you would. I mean, you figure nobody looks at all the art on CAF quite like you do. So yes, always think about that. And if there was ever a time where you'd be willing to do it, I'd love to have you on here. It would be fun. And with that, I think I can kind of end things. I mean, everybody should look out. I'll make mine, Marcus, says Jiggy. Absolutely. Exactly. Come on. It'd be an hour of your time, Marcus. Marcus did Felix's show. I know, Jason. Well, I'm no Felix, so he's already been on my crotch. You're never gonna let me live that down, buddy. You made stickers of me on the crotch goblin's crotch, so you got what you deserved that time. Anyway, so look for a mailing to go out tomorrow promoting Simone's show on Saturday at 2 p.m. I'll put all the artworks in there so you have a better look at them. I'll also send out an email tomorrow about the National Cartoonist Society auction, how to proxy bid, all that kind of stuff. Maybe I'll fix those links that were confusing to our pal Jason in the chat. Maybe I won't. It's only been 15 years that way, but we'll see. But other than that, prep for our Monday amateur dueling dealer match with Matt DiTullio and Jordan as well. Again, that is Labor Day, but it is in the evening. So maybe once you've had a few beers in the afternoon, taking it easy, come out, hang out with us. We'll be selling some artwork that will go to a Maui charity that benefits really some of the co-workers of Jordan's who lost their homes, because many, I think it was 30 families lost their home that work in the same company that Jordan's at. So we were going to have the money go for that. Matt's got some pieces in one round that are going to go towards it. I'm going to try to dig out some stuff. All the super chats that night will go towards that as well. So yeah, hopefully you can tune in on Monday as well. So, all right, I got tomorrow off. I hope you guys have a great Friday, and I hope to see many of you on the Simone show Saturday, 2 p.m.